input starts at 400 in the.
I'm happy about giving. Yeah, I'm happy about giving people a moment to stream in.
Okay. I'm getting audio, but it's looping.
I'll install the old app we had if it still runs on this.
I mean, there's. I have a suggestion for afterward, but for now we can just get going. Yeah.
I'll just get our chat back up so we can see it.
How's the sound looking?
Have we figured out the sound?
Okay, sounds like people can hear us.
Oh, okay.
But
We're
we
live.
might have an echo.
Actually,
Okay, so
oh.
we might have to do some adjustments.
No.
We have audio, but is the audio echoing or
Delayed.
Is it
Okay, it's just a wee bit delayed.
Okay.
This is me snapping my fingers. Should I keep doing that?
Should we just be talking while you try to
Yeah.
figure this out? Sorry about this, folks. The audio setup for getting everything mixed in is a bit complicated.
Yeah.
And we thought we had it all working in testing, but it obviously...
It also just sounds really bad.
That's a problem. Like what kind of
Like
bad?
it's coming in from like another mic or something.
is it coming
Like
in
I can hear myself.
Hey, Christine.
Is it coming
Hey,
in from
wait a minute.
the...
I don't. Loud noise. Maybe that's actually it's going through someone else's mic.
Testing, testing. I'm not... Oh, there. I have to be quite loud for the green light to line up for me.
Yeah.
Well, I was very excited to be on an audio setup that wasn't, my gamer headset, but I'm now perhaps seeing the advantages of it.
So we've actually we were trying to be very professional about this. We've all got independent output sources. So the TV isn't mixing in, and we're each individually mic'd with little radios. So we have Parrish in a sort of battle station just off frame. But also we have not done this in 4 years. So.
And
It's
stuff
been a week,
like...
right? We're just picking up where we left off.
Yeah, it's been a 4-year-long week.
Sure
That sounds
has.
accurate. Better sound is still delayed, says Waha. So we just do like a snap test one by one?
Testing, testing. I keep on being quiet because I think you need quiet to figure out what you're doing, and then realize, no, you need us talking.
Yeah.
It's very counterintuitive. Gotta be quiet. The parish is working. Talking some more. Speaking. Making my lips flap.
How's the delay look now?
How does the delay look now, people?
Yeah, is the delay any better, or...
That'll show up in all 3 mics. So this is me snapping next to my.
I think that's fine. Like
Let's try to avoid acts of aggression on anyone who's listening with headphones.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I did not do clap close to my mic. That would
I'm now
be
going to
cruel.
sing my death metal opus.
All right, this is probably as good as we're getting then.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Okay. So we're coming back basically as we left off. The last stream we played through Out of This World, and I think in general we all really liked it.
Oh
Yeah.
Like, it's super hard. It's very punishing, but like immaculate vibes.
Yeah.
And so like really neat.
Definitely some
moments.
Funny deaths. A
Yeah.
lot of funny deaths, actually.
Really, really interesting graphics technology that I'll say something about once we get into the stream.
So this is the sequel that was not actually created by the original creator.
No.
It was made by the publisher. He was involved very early on, and then left to work on what became a PS1 game.
Yeah. And he blessed initially what they were doing. Like he was involved in like the concept phase, and he liked their concept and blessed that. But then later revoked its status as a canon sequel after seeing how it turned out.
Yeah.
Wild Echo. Well, could you?
He has the stream on his own thing.
Anatoly observes that what Eric specifically blessed is the intro, quote, and it shows. I'm really excited about the intro.
So the original concept for this, when he was involved, was this would be a parallel play through the same story from the alien companion's point of view. And the intro is that.
So the story so far, what's his name? Stanley or
Larry, I think.
Larry? Lester? I think it was.
Lester.
I think it was Eric, but which is wrong. But story so far, Dr. Lester is a particle physicist who late one night drives his Ferrari to the particle exciter in a rainstorm, starts an experiment, and then the particle exciter is struck by lightning, blasting Eric into some strange alien world where everything is trying to kill him. He is captured by a group of aliens, but befriends one of the aliens, who he meets in an alien jail, and then proceeds to go on various adventures, ending with you killing what seems like half the Royal Guard, and then escaping on a dragon. Wait, I shouldn't have... Yeah, okay. I'm getting a little bit into what we're going to probably see in the intro, I guess. But the important thing to know about the intro overlaps with the last stage, which is just the hardest part of the game times 10.
System.
Sorry, it seems like we're still having a little bit of audio issues, so Miguel is just sorting it out. While
What have you been up to the last 4 years?
Yeah.
what have I been up to the last 4 years? I mean, half the audience knows this. I shipped a game. I shipped Get in the Car, Loser. We're right now actually just on Friday we announced that we're doing a plushie of Mute. If someone could post a link to that in the chat, the makeshift link. We're currently doing a crowdfunding thing for her, where if we get 200 orders within
Do we know if it's unlistenable for the audience or just for you?
I'm listening to the audience.
Really?
That's all I'm listening to.
Because no one has complained.
Do you possibly have?
If you want to hear what they're hearing, you can.
I don't know.
Sorry, we're struggling a little bit with the audio.
Yeah.
Are you hearing this all okay?
Paris
Paris is getting really bad quality.
Horrible echo.
So we're a little confused.
Okay, maybe it's just on.
Thanks.
Okay. How could I be getting it twice on here?
Also, what
There we go.
it says the
It's having the. It's because of I've never had
The mod?
the mod has separate audio comes through.
Okay. It was
Okay.
the mod thing. Okay. Okay, good.
All right.
No, because like not only did we do testing today earlier, Parrish and I spent a few months ago a bunch of time resetting everything up.
do you realize that the stream title is testing setup, and also
We should change the stream title.
also you probably don't have the
So
game.
far, it's been accurate, but yes.
Okay, so
So can you set that up?
Do you change that in OBS or
No, I think you change it in Twitch. So just
can I do that as a mod, or is that?
you may need to open up Twitch on the main computer.
That will cause. Oh no, I can just not unmute it.
Again, it's been 4 years.
we were sincerely planning. Oh yes, our next stream is next week. We're just leaving off on one week and going on to the next. We're going to do a series of Eric Chalky themed streams. Christine, I think if you look at like our posts or like our posts about the stream,
The spread wasn't
we made
favorable.
posts announcing this stream that then got canceled.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at them, some of them mention like GDC or
Yeah, but it
PAX that
still
were
has
going
a
to, and I believe
smoke.
PAX happened and GDC didn't because March 2020.
Still fourth.
So
Smoke grenade.
overlay says Spooky Squid quarantine stream. What overlay?
It's the overlay in.
The video.
Yeah, I may have to just let me help Parrish.
Okay. Thank you for your patience. But you want to take the moment to explain Makeship? We can wait.
Yeah, so it's crowdfunding. She's $30. If we get 200 orders, they'll make it.
They've also changed things.
We already did Hyane, who I'm really happy about. We actually designed these both at the same time, and I've just sort of had to sit on the fact that we had mute all this time, just sitting there on my desk, just waiting for this announcement. DLC 3. It'd be really nice to do Get in the Car really nice. Loser DLC 3. Unfortunately, the game just hasn't done that well, so I don't think it's very likely, and I'm very sad about this because I think the second DLC is some of the best writing I've ever done. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of everything the team did, but financially, it's not such that I think we'll ever get to tell that story, at least not in the near future, which is a real bummer because we had a really good premise for it. I'm hoping one day we'll get to come back to it, but it's not very likely.
But yeah, DLC for in Get in the Car Loser DLC 1 was sort of a swimsuit DLC, right?
It means the beach episode.
Yeah. DLC 2 is much longer than DLC 1. I would say.
Yeah, I mean it's the length of a full chapter. I mean, honestly, it's longer than any of the other chapters.
Like,
I'm sure it contributes to the budget being what it was.
yeah. So I guess what I've been working on when they do their intros, Christine and Miguel have something that you can buy right now, and when we left off, I was in 2020. I was working on a VR game called Skate Girl Destroys the Universe, and it continued to progress into something really cool. And then during COVID, partially because of COVID, we ran into a series of production difficulties. So now I'm not actually sure when you're going to be able to see this. We did release a timed demo at Gamescom after we were part of the Ubisoft Indie Select, but I want to get this to people in the forum. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I can say I believe that I'm going to have an interesting VR release this year that I'm going to be involved in. So I can't talk about that now, but keep an eye out maybe. But yeah, I don't have anything to share right this second unless anyone wants to play my games for Analog Pocket.
Man, game development, huh?
Game development is a lot. I came in knowing that it was going to be challenging, and it was still challenging even when I took into account expected it to be challenging. So
We found where they moved it in the menu.
that's
All
great.
right.
Miguel, you want to talk about what you've been doing?
Let's see. So, Russian Subway Dogs was already out at the time on PC. It is now out on PlayStation Vita, one of the very final games to come out on the Vita. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, obviously playable on PS5 and whatever they call the new Xbox. Also, They Bleed Pixels is out on Nintendo Switch and has a physical from Premium Edition, which I think Parrish will, when he figures out what he's doing, will post the link to that. There's a very fancy one, which I think they may put on sale again at some point, that comes with a bunch of goodies. Also, Russian Subway Dogs had a vinyl release for the soundtrack, and we did a very, very small number printed, well, it's like lithoed or something onto actual X-rays, which is how they used to do Soviet-era bootlegs. That's from OK, Very OK Vinyl. I think they've sold out completely on that. So basically a lot of just getting existing stuff out in various forms in various places. And really looking forward to working on something new now, because that took a lot longer than expected. Again, just hard to do stuff during a global pandemic. Who knew?
Yeah.
I was definitely part of what made it possible for me to start a VR business was the fact that there was this central co-working space that me and all of my contractors were going to. So if we only had, say, one VR headset of a particular type, we could all be in the same space and all be passing around the headset, and then that wasn't the case anymore.
Yeah, working from home kind of cursed. Speaking of cursed, let's get started on Heart
Yeah.
of the Alien.
Yes, we
Time for
actually
some
have everything working.
cursed
which
gaming.
is
Let's
from
see what made Eric Chahi so mad.
Yeah.
Okay, I have played a little bit of this. I'm not going to give hints because
Yeah.
it is ridiculous how hard.
We
some of
we
this
have
is.
we
But it starts with this long cutscene.
got a bit of a preview of and y'all should hear music along with our voices. We got a bit of a preview of Miguel's opinion on the controls, but we'll get to that. Really like the music in this, by the way.
And the music is still fantastic. Really is just continuing right from where the last game ended. And picking off on that dragon. And then this is, I believe, supposed to be a flashback of the story up to from the beginning of the first game.
Oh yeah, because it got the red eyes was the.
Yeah. Among
Oh,
the
the game is
various
small, Eric.
among the oh damn. Oh. Among the various aliens trying to kill you in the final scene.
Maybe we should restart this cutscene.
Yeah, because it's everyone wants to see this.
Yeah,
Cool.
this is.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. We have an entire person. Oh, we get to see this.
Yeah.
I love the Sega CD intro. I literally didn't know that existed. Some brief skeuomorphism.
Okay, we're all big now.
We are all big.
All the logos.
Also, I like this one. Was this developed by Delphine or was it developed by Interplay?
It was developed by Interplay. Delphine had no role in it at all, other than like giving Eric Chahi's notes.
Okay.
I like that intro screen, by the way, with the. Check out the cool red see-through wings.
That's the next game.
There's a little bit of a glitch in the. They try to go into this black and white palette, and there's a bit of a glitch in it. I do like black and white for the flashback, but also like there's like one highlight color. That's good.
Yeah. No, and it helps identify the bad. The boss in the first game.
Remember, the messengers and the aliens are bad. The messengers and the materialists are bad. Right on. So maybe that's a less heartening message. That web animation on this is so loving. Oh. At least fade out and pauses the CD struggling.
I think.
Damn, that was cool.
Getting more flashbacks. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of wild that, like, art-wise,
Very elaborate.
they basically did all of the art assets they needed to do the replay. I wonder if it's that they actually had a bunch of it done and were just like, well, we should still use this at least for a cutscene. Not when they get launched from the vehicle. Yeah, the slight hitches from having to load the next scene
Yeah.
kind of interrupt that.
The password system, or
I can see there's a little bit of the anti-lag stuff that I've put in, causing some weirdness.
So yeah, when the emulator we're running this on has an anti-lag feature where it kind of speculatively executes different things you might do, and then once it realizes you actually wanted to do them, it switches over that timeline. But there's a problem where we're not actually certain if we're removing lag caused by the emulator, or if the game itself is just very laggy.
From what I can tell, comparing other games, there is about 20 frames of lag on the input normally. We're reducing 12 of it. Because the game is already hard enough without. And that may just be reducing like the frame of lag that we're probably getting from using a wireless controller as well.
So right off the bat, one of the things that made the original work.
Oh man, I don't know about these animations. This is.
A thing about.
Oh,
I don't like this fade out.
The fact that it like fades to black and then you get the death is just.
Yeah, it makes it feel like a CD-ROM. It makes it feel like a C. Okay, it is a CD game, but.
Yeah. So I know what the answers are here, but I just want to let them struggle a bit and.
Oh. Man.
Can I try one? Yeah, it.
Like it's not. I mean, Another World killed you constantly. Like
Yeah.
just all the time. That's not the problem.
So my
Oh,
history.
because they want to just cut to this one animation every time the monster kills you. Like, they just felt so punchy.
Yeah, but it was also like, it felt really cinematic in a good way. Like,
Also, like the frame rate is just worse here. 'Cause
cutting to the.
Oh, I mean, those death
that could be the
animations
genesis.
are not good.
I feel like it's a thing that I'm noticing is like every time that they finish the death animation, it just immediately goes to the continue
it
screen, where it's
immediately
like
cuts to.
all of Eric's cutscenes in the original were all very diehard on. It all feels very fluid with the game, like just more of the game is happening, and then it gives you a second to kind of reflect, like you're laying there dead under this monster or something. So like right off the bat, they're not quite understanding what made the atmosphere in the original work.
yeah, it is definitely like immediately going like, here's a password screen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also like a thing that's weird is that. Yeah, this is just making it feel like an FMV game, which
Yeah. I mean, this feels substantially.
But it is hard to express how sluggish the controls feel.
again all of Lester's movements in the first game were so incredibly fluid.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
they had animation lag,
They
like the
definitely
lag
had,
of
yeah.
just like all of his movements are these very deliberate animations.
Yeah, and there was some really deft buffering on the inputs in the first game where you'd press the button at about the right time and it would just the original Out of This World felt more like just being in the game world than almost any game I've ever played, because it was just you'd press buttons kind of stating your intent, and then
Okay, you figured that out, because I definitely.
I mean, that is very much part of the vocabulary in this.
I feel like one thing here
Is
is
just sort of arbitrarily pressing stuff.
yeah.
the backgrounds are just busier here, though. So like the fact that that was like important, I only figured out from looking at a video.
Like the first game at its best, it would just you sort of do things and oh come on,
Man,
got some real.
that's bullshit.
Somebody's been playing Night Trap.
Oh, no.
But the thing I wanted to point out is that like the original has the sort of inherent, for like a rotoscope style game, lag of the animations needing to play out.
Yeah.
Turning around in this has no animation, and even it has a huge amount of lag.
It's so weird. Like, why is it 20 frames just to turn around when the turnaround is like there's no animation on it? Like, if they put an animation on it, it'd probably feel fine.
Yeah,
There
no,
was an
it's-
animation on turning around in the original.
I think they're also just using his animations from the previous game.
Well, given the
That's so absurd. Like how?
You literally have to let go during the load screens, is what I've realized for some of
I think
this.
that's the case. Yeah. No. Like, to be clear, this is killing me about as much as the original did. It's not that we didn't have.
It's
That just sucks, right? Like, if the game is killing you constantly, the death should at least be funny. And Another World knows.
There was also kind of like more customization on the deaths in the first one. Like it would. There
Oh,
were
yeah,
some
yeah.
cutaways, but it was, if you died 17 times in slightly different ways, you get 17 slightly different death animations.
some of them were the same. Like I think the
Yeah,
game
some of
them.
pounced by this guy. This is all like a reference to
Yeah,
the
but
first section.
The first one would do
Yeah.
a thing of like what I remember, because I played.
It has been
That's
4
cute.
years.
I played the original. I had a demo of the first level on my old Mac, and it was all I had, and I played that one level so many times. What I remember is that. Oh.
That was I think our anti-lag stuff coming in.
Oh, okay.
So I can turn that off, and you can see what it's like with
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, turn that off. Just give me give me the
the raw.
give me that classic jank.
Raw experience. We're going to emulate using a wireless controller for the Sega CD. The tooth slug was always the same, but it would do a thing where you walk up to the tooth slug. There's a brief cutaway of the tooth slug swiping at your leg, and then it cuts back and you fall over. So you're not really unmoored from where you are. It's reusing a component of the animation with there still being some variation rather than you lose, now it's time to watch the death scene cutscene again.
Well, there's also there's a few frames when it's loading and such. All of the loads from being a CD-ROM game increase the amount of
Oh God.
Okay, we've hit the first save spot.
But that's a little weird too. Okay, so let's talk about how this game works, mechanically speaking. Eric Chahi did something really fascinating. He built not just a vector graphics engine, he built an entire virtual machine. Like the Java C# virtual machines. He built a little tiny fake, every single version of Out of This World is running on a little tiny fake computer.
That doesn't feel like the thing to do.
He designed a fake computer, and then he made his game
You could
targeting.
just run past that. Worked for me.
Really?
But there's a wall there.
I was not.
Everything there's a muddiness to the
Okay.
backgrounds while using the same basic color palette.
Yeah.
Stuff is just lower contrast, so it's a little bit harder to read
Yeah.
what bits will be interactive.
It
and
just
what
doesn't
bits
feel
will
like I'm
block you.
I don't know. There's a tightness to clearing.
Oh.
You know, when you clear something in another world, it feels
Yeah.
kind of tight.
Yeah.
Whereas this just feels like.
No, and it's I think, from what I remember, when we knew what to do, we could generally execute
I
it.
think
Whereas
when they-
this sometimes.
Yeah. No, it was entirely about knowing what to do.
I think the bats respond to running.
No, they're on a loop.
No, they're just
Sucks.
It's just
It's
a loop,
conventional
but really
platforming.
unclear.
I
timing.
think when they get you, you warp over to the left side of the screen.
Oh my. I hate the delay on this animation. This is. I want to be clear. This is not emulation. This is not.
Yeah, no, I tested other stuff with this setup. It's the game has a huge
All right,
amount
I'm
of
gonna
input
press
latency.
it. Now it comes out.
Oh.
Just an unbelievable amount of input latency.
Avoid.
Anyway, Eric Chahi's little fake computer in his virtual machine. It means that it was really, really easy to make ports of this game.
And his neck does something weird.
I
in that
really don't
animation
know
there.
about that animation. I gotta say. I feel like it's I don't want to be too mean because part of what's good about the first one is that it's fluid, not that like you can pull out a lot of really bad looking single frames in another world, and that's not the point. But also, man, that animation just doesn't look good.
One thing,
This is so anticlimactic, right? The bat just. That's it?
it's just over. Just give me 1 second of
Yeah.
consideration on this.
No, it's weird, the small monsters would do a cutaway in another world, and in this...
Yeah. Or I don't know, just take me to black or something,
The
right?
whip
Like
pickup is nice.
if the way
you
that
can-
we're
Oh,
aim
neat.
it.
I didn't know you could do up.
if the way that
I don't think you can kill these guys,
Okay.
though.
Yeah, no, I see what I had to do now. I get it.
if the way we're supposed to be interpreting this is the moment that his consciousness goes away, you go black. Then go to black or something. Don't go to this.
God.
This is Dragon's Lair to me. This is Dragon's Lair for the Commodore 64.
It's so abrupt, but the thing is there's no reason for it to be abrupt.
Yeah. What's just really throwing me is that shaking. Oh, that's cool.
That's fun.
I want to stress part of what made the
Another
original...
world also did those cheap,
Oh,
you go through the door and immediately die things.
yeah, but it was usually funny, It was usually someone just shoots you.
Yeah, but
Not
other thing
you
is-
trip and
it's sort of remember
wait.
to what?
I don't know what that bit is.
Yeah.
It's like, remember to do this thing, not like we're going to make this death hard just because of where we decided to place the camera and the item.
Yeah, you're correct. There's no anticipation in the animation. There's just lag. But there is lag where there would be anticipation. Like,
I wonder.
And I think that the lag makes the you die as soon as you enter the screen deaths worse because you literally have no time to react.
I wonder if they reused timings from Out of This World without reusing animations, and that's part of what's going wrong here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange
know.
feeling.
The reason why I'm trying to talk about Eric's little vector graphics VM is the fact that because it was all vector graphics, he was able to have these very sophisticated graphics without,
okay. So, very carefully.
like with using not much RAM and not much CPU. But now we're on a CD and, oh, that's,
Are you shitting me? It just doesn't feel like I'm getting like clutch timing when I get past these bats, you know? Like, it's not like, I don't know, it feels like dodging, you know?
when you
Yeah, it's
finally...
a thing where just like when you do well, it also doesn't feel good. Whereas in Out of This World or Prince of Persia, when you time everything correctly, you feel like
Yeah, you feel like hot shit. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, people are saying that this doesn't reuse anything, which makes sense since it's interplay, not
This doesn't use Eric's VM, okay.
like it's
Okay.
it's the console publisher. did this.
But they've got
It's
out
not
of this...
Delphine.
They've got Out of This World on...
Well, they have the rights to it, but that doesn't mean that they.
It's on the CD, though.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a
Well, it's probably
rewrite or whether it's the original.
it's probably just the
engine.
original. I mean,
Yeah, I guess
like,
the original was on Genesis, so
yeah,
it is
yeah,
probably
like,
just the Genesis
It was
version.
just, probably just the Genesis version.
Maybe with Redbook Audio.
Oh.
When you get to when you get a level right, like really right in Out of This World,
It feels so cool. It feels like you're playing a movie.
yeah, but it feels so natural, right? It's like it feels like there was no other way or time you
There's
could have.
so little time.
There's so little time. Oh my god, I
you
need
jump?
to.
Can you jump before passing through screens?
I wonder.
No, I think you just need to stop immediately when the screen goes black. You stop.
There's not like a mark that you stop on here. Like,
Yeah, one thing I noticed is like we'll get into this more in Flashback, where Flashback is secretly very
okay, you
grid-based.
can just jump at the edge of the screen.
Okay.
That's-
So, all right, that's less cruel.
Okay.
Can you kneel in the...
Oh, how many frames is that reaction?
Do you want a hint?
Oh, is there a thing I need to do?
It's sort of weird. It gives you a weapon, and then you are not supposed to use that weapon in any of these early places, as far as I can tell. Even walking did it.
You have to jump before you enter the screen. It's just, you have to jump before you enter.
I thought I'd managed to do it the other way,
I
but
think I did too, but like, not consistently, so...
yeah. That is something that never happens in the original. Yeah, I have a feeling this is not actually using... Maybe for the cutscenes it's using the vector trick. I'm not sure.
Part of what I'm focusing on here is
It
that
doesn't seem to have, like, MPEG damage, which makes me think that it is...
Yeah. I mean, like, the opening
if
cutscene didn't
they
look like that.
if they did everything with the vectors, then that might allow them to work around some of the issues of the CD-ROM format, which they are clearly struggling with.
That doesn't feel like it should work.
Oh no!
So you have to be really careful, but you also have to be really fast.
That's not normally a bad thing. I mean, if it felt good.
It's the fact that like
I don't know. This is truly, I feel like, a good example of like how dynamics change everything.
yeah.
Like, yeah, the things that are wrong here are a bunch of very small things. The core, like, none of these puzzles are
Right, the fact
puzzles
that
that would not exist in the original game.
Yeah, they're very similar too.
They don't seem to have a lot of new ideas actually.
Oh,
You got
That
it.
looked awful.
that
Yeah, no, that feels like that should have been a cutaway.
yeah. Why didn't it get a fucking ownage cutscene? Oh,
Oh.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. Fine.
Wait, what would happen if you fall through the other hole? Never mind. What happens if you fall into this hole too early?
That hole doesn't exist.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Oh.
I guess at least these animations are kind of fluid.
I think these animations are not
It's
quite
still
as good as the
abrupt.
original.
It still needs to.
Um,
It
Chat-
still needs to like show like the corpse for a moment.
Chad is
Oh, yeah,
commenting that Dark Souls does not seem to prepare you for part of the alien by interplay.
That was his toe. That was his toe.
to be fair, the slugs are about this mean, and
The slugs are.
I did play a little bit of the original yesterday while I was setting this up, and
The slugs
This
have an
is
internal
tight,
logic
but also
to
the
them.
hitboxes are wrong.
okay, I think you do one of those,
Yeah,
diagonally ones.
that's obviously gonna boil me, and the cutscene will look like shit in the process.
The deaths are so compact in
Can't
this game
wait
that if
to-
I find a single screen with no deaths, I'm like, oh, clearly this is gonna.
I don't think, like, the deaths, I feel like, aren't that much worse than the original. The problem is it cutting to this right after the password thing. And I don't know if the password thing was that there wasn't a way to do... There must have been a way to do save games on the Sega CD.
Yeah, I mean, there's a.
Waha chat says I had a droplet trauma for years after growing up with an Amiga.
As far as I know, this version never got ported to anything else. It's only on Sega CD.
Damn, I wonder why.
Well, actually, I wonder, like, had it had the sort of, like, multiple ports that Out of This World originally had, would we have gotten a version that did not have terrible input lag?
I mean, input lag, there's more than
Oh,
one
but
problem
then-
with the thing.
That felt bad.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Not sure what that
that's,
was. Huh. Oh, that's to put up your shield. So
Yeah.
the shield is still around.
With Heavy Field.
Oh, and then you can fire. Oh, because it's a whip gun. You can't go. You can't go forward from there.
no.
I maybe kind of like the motion sensing. Oh, that's gross.
Do you
Yeah, I
maybe-
looked up contemporary reviews, and they were all very positive about this.
Huh.
Like, they really liked it a lot. They thought this was a worthy follow-up.
But somehow it failed to. Maybe was it just the Sega CD that made this fail? If it had been on the PlayStation 1, would it have done better?
I don't understand what they were thinking.
Oh, that's a door.
All right. Well,
Oh, great. Wow, they actually gave you time to react.
Like you need to probably put up a shield.
Probably.
Yeah.
that's fine. This just feels like another.
Can you duck?
No, you can't duck.
The aliens don't actually have
I
knees.
wonder if you got to do like a series of move forwards. Oh, okay. No, that.
No.
Oh,
Oh, right. Bring up throne. Then yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that feels in line with
Someone-
that feels in line with another world. Another
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
did
No,
that
that
to you.
was an
And
out of.
Except for the
Another
fact
word.
that it's a little bit surprising that your whip contains a gun.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, no, that's also a very.
If you don't kill me, my
Oh, I see the door doesn't open unless it's dead.
I really don't like your walking into a wall animation.
No, it's really bad.
So yeah, Royal Blue Wizard. Remember the PSX was all about 3D. True, but the what the? Thanks, Adobe. Can you take us off here? I've got to just deal with this. No, not offline. Just deactivate because I don't know what's on my desktop. You just turn it off, yeah. I've been having Photoshop
Computers are
issues.
bad now. I am moving to running nothing but RISC-V on FPGA computers, so I don't have to deal with this sort of thing.
Why are you not learn more? Don't even have Photoshop running.
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay. We have. Yeah, do we have? Oh wait, I don't have sound because I just took my earphone out. All the technical errors.
Alright, load bearing defeated.
Won't work. They're in a third dimension. The
Damn.
PlayStation 1 was all about 3D, but also consider that it had Abe's Odyssey, which is possibly the best game to ever be inspired by
It had.
Out of This World.
It had Eric Trahi's actual
Yeah.
next game.
But that was 3D, right?
It's a mix of pre-rendered 3D and rotoscope stuff.
Sick.
But it's pre-rendered 3D the same as Abe's Odyssey. It's not like 3D.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing to make this work.
I think it's like there's a time when his runs out, and that's when you've got to.
In the first game, you had the
I
gun,
need to
so there was
take
this
down
this
Oh,
it's a
double
timing
shot.
thing.
Like one and then the next, maybe?
I think it runs out, but then he restores it.
Yeah. Because it goes up the whole thing. And I think that's true for him as well.
I think it's like a certain number of his shots. Like it goes down every 10 of his shots or something.
No, it only goes down when I shoot it.
I can't compare Abe's Odyssey to Heart of Darkness as I have not yet played Heart of Darkness.
Oh, I'm taking my shield down when I...
Oh.
Okay. Hold. Step forward. Then tap. Alright.
Yikes.
Short hold. Short hold to put up a shield. Tap to just shoot. Oh, and I guess it does just go through. Okay. It'll go through my own, but if I do the big shot,
Yeah. No, it's just that thing that there's
that'll take it down.
the 20 frames of input lag, and then there's the
Really
animation.
doesn't help, no. Ah,
I think this is a distinction we'll get to a little bit when we get into Flashback, but Abe's Odyssey, I feel, has more conventional video game levels, where this and Out of This World have this interesting thing where level design feels more like an adventure game, where each place
Yeah.
is an actual
no.
location.
God, that turnaround being so
Yeah.
slow is really kills you there.
So like what feels similar to me about Abe's Odyssey is that you've got that kind of fluid motion where you're on a grid. Every step forward is one step forward, but if you've got the right timing, then it just looks like you're watching a movie. But it is the
This is not actually on a grid. If you do the small steps, it's, as far as I can tell, that if there's a grid, it's very, very small.
that's unfortunate. Yeah. Well, there's a thing where like you're taking. That may have been a change from the original because I feel like there's a thing where like as you're taking steps, his legs kind of like jerk back and forth if you take two small steps.
Yeah.
No, it's just doing a partial animation. That's pretty normal.
Okay.
But no, there is this thing, and I am glad that this retains it, that each screen feels like a unique place.
Yeah, you don't.
In a way that like Abe's Odyssey and Flashback, when we get into them,
Yeah.
they feel more like video game levels. Where
No,
it's
this is
like,
definitely.
In order for Abe's Odyssey to work as the game it is, it has to have everything has to be based on the emergent interaction of objects, and that means that you can't just have every single screen has its own unique world with its own unique rules that make visual and cinematic sense, but not necessarily video
Yeah.
game sense. In order to solve the puzzles in Abe's Odyssey, it's all about, well, you've got a bomb object and a slug object and a bird object, and you know how these things interact. So, can you whip them? Beepers. You don't seem to be using that whip verb much.
you know, this isn't like a knock on Abe's Odyssey or on Flashback. It's more
No,
just sort of different
yeah.
philosophies to.
It is, and it is one of the things that makes the original out of this world that magic, and that's kind of like, it's to some extent Dragon's Lair, but it never feels like Dragon's Lair, right? Ululator asks if we're playing the Sega CD version of Flashback.
We played. I don't remember. I think we played like the new.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be playing the Switch version.
Oh, for Flashback, yeah, we're going to be playing the Switch version, which is sort of a best of decision of the various ports. The Sega CD one, unfortunately, decided to have 3D pre-rendered cutscenes, which is not a great choice. It has not aged well.
Shoot so many. How do you count these?
This is just really not great for my ears. They're like right off the bat doing a few things that Out of This World really didn't
Turn
do.
it on
Like,
now. Nope.
yeah, I guess so. They didn't need it until this point.
Do it.
It's just funny when. Oh.
Okay, that was funny.
Yeah, no, that was a good death. I think this was never going to be as good as the original, but it feels mostly like it needed like another few months of
Yeah, maybe.
just like fixing minor issues, getting that input lag down to something reasonable.
Oh.
I didn't love this mechanic in the original either,
Yeah.
to be honest.
It is
Feels like
worse
this
here.
was an opportunity where they could have, you know.
Well, they give you a whip, and immediately, like, oh, instead of the gun you used last one, you're
Yeah.
gonna use
Yeah.
a whip.
Nah,
which
just
you
kidding.
Use as a gun.
It's a gun
It's
whip.
a gun whip.
Gun whip.
Everybody loves gun whip.
For some reason, not as cool as a gun whip.
Flashback 2 looks really good visually. Got terrible. Yeah, I haven't had a look at it. I hadn't actually realized until today that there was a Flashback 2 because it came out last year, I think. Kind of unexpected for a game that old to.
Flashback 2 is really Flashback 4, says Anatoly, which means nothing to me.
Well, there's a Flashback 2 that is 3D, I
Oh.
believe.
Huh.
That like nobody talks about because it's kind of from the very janky era of PC 3D. I remember a friend playing it back in the day. I don't remember if it was actually any good.
I think that they always shoot like a specific
What happens
number.
if you
They
just
do,
do a-
but it's a huge number. So how am I
Oh, come on.
Well, I don't think this is it.
Can you open those? Can you?
Beats the hell out of me.
It's
mix-
Sandra!
The mix of trial and error, multiple sequences, and this is a problem in the original as well in spots. Trial and error, tricky inputs, and having to clear multiple screens.
Yeah.
The fact that this is like not like a number you can count feels like a huge mistake. Like if it was just like count 5 shots and then you get a good one, but like it's over 10.
It also means that like each of these screens takes forever to clear. Xandra, you missed a really cool cutscene and a bunch of really dubious choices in animation and game feel. So the original did have moments where it felt kind of like this, but also the original largely eschewed combat.
I don't know about that. It's got a lot of gun places.
Yeah, but I don't remember them being quite this long.
I don't
Also,
know. We
this
were looking
early,
at our footage, and there were
Yeah.
definitely we spent a lot of time.
Oh,
on that
yeah.
fight.
we spent a lot of time on that final fight. Like the final fight was brutal, but it was also really clearly the ending, you know?
Okay, not enough rain.
But they respawn.
Maybe if they get closer, you can whip them. Try
There's
whipping
4
them out.
walls,
This
so
is
maybe
gonna
you're
fuck it up.
supposed to kill 4 guards. Personally,
Yeah, that won't
just
let it work.
just me here. If I were designing a jail, I would not design the electronic locks to open the jail cells once you killed the guard. That would create perverse incentives, I feel like, that are disadvantageous to the carceral environment. So in the original, the guards would rush through shields the second you turned around, which is kind of sick. Why is it a guard? Why is it a whip? If they're not going to set anything up where you can whip people.
Yeah, it's weird that you seem to only use the whip for grabbing things, but in the cutscene, it's a laser whip that's like
Yeah.
super powerful.
Yeah, like he does so much ownage with the whip.
It looks like there's a control panel thing here that doesn't show up anywhere else. Is it interactable, maybe? And we just haven't been doing.
Fuck, that's gonna kill me. Every time I hold for too long, it turns it into that charge beam, and then
Yeah.
if you fire out the charge beam, you die.
Oh. Okay, so you're gonna find this comment extremely unhelpful, but the number of shots before the thing disappears is exactly 17.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I've
my
been
God.
counting it. That's an insane number. So when
I mean-
when I hit 16, I start pressing the fire
Yeah.
button.
If it was exactly 16, it'd be really easy because you just do 4 4s, right? Like 1 2 3 4.
No,
1 2
that would
3
still
4,
be
1 2
terrible.
3 4, 1 2
What
3,
if you
4.
just
Music?
if you button mash, you die?
Oh, it just won't work. It just won't get into the gap because
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to hit a small window.
But you're also like, I'm really confused by you've got 3 separate verbs on what appears to be one button with this whip. What's the third game? What's the third Genesis button map to?
Jump.
There's
So what's
run,
the-
jump, and
Oh,
where?
What is that? I hate this charge. The charge that just kills you.
One assumes that later there'll be an enemy that you need the charge to kill, but
Might even be these enemies. I don't know. Fuck, I miscounted.
I guess
16. 16. I feel insane.
I guess it's 17, so that if you start shooting on the 16th beat,
Oh,
It'll
man.
fire-
I think they just pulled a number out of nowhere.
oh, now you're lagging. It would be cool if that were the solution.
That'd be something.
But it's
We
got
should-
the
It
doors.
can't be killing them, right? Because they spawn.
Unless it's killing like 4 of them.
I think it's killing 4 because there's in this
Maybe.
there's 1 door to indicate you need to kill 1 guard, and it's 4 doors to indicate you need to kill 4 guards. I guess. I can't visualize what it is he's doing to fire the whip. Like,
coiling it just right,
yeah, like
making it gun shaped.
he coils it into a gun shape, but that's just an artifact of the pixel art. So, yeah,
It's still the tutorial area.
they're teaching you how to use the whip by teaching you you really don't particularly want to be playing this game in the first place.
Poke out over the
Wait, could you? I got nothing.
I feel like there was whatever the logic was in the original game, it was not.
Yeah, it was like peek out over the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can still do it. You can still do the peek out.
In the Xandra, so in the
This,
opening
this wasn't
cutscene,
satisfying in the original either.
in the opening cutscene, they show him using this cool whip that like laser fires anyone that he whips with it, and you get really excited about getting to try out the whip. And then he picks up the whip, and you don't get a chance to whip anything. Instead, you're just using it as a gun somehow.
Using it as a gun and using it as a traversal tool.
Yeah. So that's something. It's a grappling hook. But, like, imagine if they designed these encounters around they've got guns, but you've got the whip. Everyone loves that. That's Indiana Jones.
Now, the other thing to know is, that we've been mentioning, is that apart from the animation sort of lag to your movements, there's also just 20 frames of input lag.
Due to our setup, but
No,
No, it has nothing to do with our setup. This is
Oh.
not
That
our
is
setup.
that is
Because-
before you deal with the
Okay.
control of the screen with anything else.
so the game has 20 frames of
Engine
input
has
lag,
20 frames of input lag.
but you tried like a different Sega game and it was 1 frame of input
Yes.
lag. Okay. I misunderstood what you said before.
It is literally the engine has a 20 frame, like controller polling or whatever. It's really dire. Like it feels terrible to control.
You see, diegetically, these aliens have nerves that circle 4 times around their body before reaching the muscle, which is why every time that their brain commands a muscle, it takes 20 frames to move.
Okay, when do we call it?
It'd be great if we could get through the tutorial area just to see what they think this game's about. Although I am a little bit confused with the fact we spent all this time trying to escape from the alien jails, and now we're breaking back into an alien jail for some reason.
Oh, we didn't mean to.
No.
We fell down a hole.
Maybe
No,
these are our
this is just-
villagers.
Maybe they're doing sort of the do everything backwards now.
Ugh.
Parrish, do you want to look up what the solution to this section is?
Or how would you describe it?
I would suggest
Bullshit.
looking for a Let's Play because the Let's Play will contain the first area.
Yeah, that's how I was figuring things out before we played, just so I knew that one of us would have the solution to the first few puzzles.
Prince of Persia 2 has a sort of similar design story. Jordan Mechner moved to Paris, wrote a game design Bible, and just shipped it off to America for Bro to run to execute. The results were also not great, but not this drastic.
Yeah, no. I've played a good chunk of Prince of Persia 2 back in the day, and it definitely was not the mess that this is.
So maybe
I
if
wish I could do that turbo shot.
maybe if the input lag was maybe try using a gun instead of a whip. It just looks so goofy.
Now, if you get too close, they do the punches.
Yeah. Still not hard to do that. Okay, maybe no, that was just a good time.
That was... He got ghost hands. How are you supposed to know how far an enemy gun can actually shoot? Well, it might not be super clear on the stream.
Oh, it's all the way.
There are little red dots that are showing where our shield is. And that is what's blocking the
Yeah.
guns. We're not actually having to think about ranges. Other than for them grabbing us.
Such a small window. I'm just taking out my headphone. I can't.
There's definitely some stuff in the same video.
It's really interesting. Like, you can't even really get a good timing due to the fact that there's lag on the screen due to there being a second guard, so the firing rate is different.
It's a different fire rate.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, faster shot.
You mean different firing rate from you or different firing rate from each other? I think this guy's shots are faster than the other guy's shots.
Okay, fast slower.
Royal Blue Wizard.
I feel like the shield has never been intuitive. It was unintuitive in the first one as well.
I feel like I got what they were going for in the first game, which is that, like,
Yeah, but it's still...
you put down a shield and then you fire from behind it.
Only cover shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so much faster because of
Yeah.
the two of them.
This just looks so messy.
And then his incredible reach.
It's great that they're
If
like,
anyone knows what to do here,
Yeah, no, at this point you can definitely spoil us.
you get
Parrish is
too-
actually scrolling through Let's Plays trying to find the solution.
You get too close and they take you out with a melee attack, but you can't do the same despite the fact that they've shown you have a melee attack.
Oh, all right,
Oh.
fine.
Wait, can we do that here as well?
Wait. Yes,
Oh.
we could have always done
That
that.
may have been something that we had to do in the first game and we've just forgotten.
Maybe.
I think I
But
remember
reteach
but-
it is my feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if
Okay,
it
and
is-
then put up another
Oh,
shield.
fuck.
Okay.
it's possible what they're trying to do here.
This is more reasonable.
It's possible what they're trying to do here is give you multiple ways to solve one puzzle, like either kill 4 guards or shoot one.
No,
But-
killing the guard didn't do anything.
The fact that the
Someone
door,
noticed that killing the guard.
the fact that in the first room killing the guard opens the door.
Yeah,
That actually, that
Because
was...
I remembered destroying these sorts of walls in the last game. But the fact that it opened when you shot the guard made me think, oh, well, I shouldn't bring that up. It's not relevant here.
No, that's actually like the opposite of teaching by having that.
no.
Oh. This, the smart running away, feels more in tune with the original Out of This World.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just had the door stay locked after
Yeah.
you kill the guy.
Yeah.
You can get rid of him as a threat, but then you're given lots of time to figure out, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can...
Well, then there'd
Smash.
be no way out of this room.
Well, no, because you'd still do the big thing. You'd still do this.
Like you wouldn't be able to.
You'd still do the smash at the end, it's just you could kill him and then do the
Oh.
smash. That would
Yeah.
teach you. Because you'd be stuck
Yeah,
in
I
that
guess
room
so.
until you figured it out.
Okay,
But
so
without a threat.
I've been talking about how great the original Out of This World is, but like, the thing that really makes Out of This World special
I hate that turnaround so much.
is not much other than just a lot of attention to detail. So like, Miguel mentioned the idea of this game, but it had like 3 months more development time. I guess the question is, if this game had better attention to detail and it had like the lag fix, could it be fun? Like so far they're not giving us anything that wasn't just, it's just more like, remember this bit from the original, you're gonna do it again.
I think that
Yeah,
that
no.
is partially because they are trying to remind you of,
Yeah,
like,
which is part
here's
of
the
why I wanna
baseline,
get
and now
to,
we're gonna do.
part of why I want to get to level 2.
It does look like.
It would be great if you could just like jump on him with your whip or something. What if when he's facing away, you just run directly into the hole? Man,
Ah, yes, it's one of those spike pits you put in.
Oh yeah,
in
the
your
classic
prison.
spike pit. That
Is everywhere.
it would be cool if like they established, oh, this is an impromptu prison set up inside of a cave, and that's why there's still cavey things like
I don't
spike
feel
pits.
like that's anything conveyed. That's not. That doesn't feel conveyed by.
No, it's not.
I guess you gotta go down there and just shoot the dude to get rid of him.
Yeah, clearly.
It's like if this were original OTW, then like maybe there'd be a thing where like you could like jump down onto him and like stab him with your whip. I don't know. The fact that there's these very, very long repetition periods in the tutorial is kind of discouraging learning by trying things. It's also cool, like, once you've gone off the room, those other guys can't follow you, like...
But that's not always true. The beast was able to follow me.
Yeah? Well, the beast
And in
didn't...
fact, the puzzle revolved around the beast following
Yeah.
me. It was critical that the beast followed me.
Well, these guys have regulations to follow.
Could be if you stay there long enough, they show up. I don't know.
I don't know.
We were
I
there
was
for a
hanging around for a
while.
while.
Could they have more generous checkpointing
This
here?
guy has a turnaround. Yeah. What the fuck?
I feel like definitely the point there seems like a natural point to put a
That
checkpoint
seems like a
in.
pretty natural
Yeah.
checkpoint point, but also
You can't really do checkpoints every screen because it would just break up the flow of some of these scenes.
yeah.
Mind you, this entire sequence kind of breaks up the flow of the...
I mean,
If this is the tutorial area, then... maybe it would make sense to get... If they're still teaching you mechanics, maybe it would be a good idea to be gentler there.
I can't believe this guy's a turnaround. I don't.
Definitely were able to land there.
Yeah, I was definitely able to land there.
The thing I was expecting to be thinking about when we streamed this was, could this be fixed with a ROM hack? And when we just got stuck in for so long, I'm like, no, the design here is too wonky. It's like, okay, we were misunderstanding this section a little. But like, I don't know, be a little smarter about where the checkpoints are, add a few more frames of animation, make these margins less weird.
Damn it.
Can you run and jump? If you run and jump, can you make it across the pit? Maybe, and then you just keep running, maybe.
It's weird they put a stalactite-like thing in the spot
It's
where you
so
would.
I was
Weird.
thinking that.
It's strange, like they kind of. The game is doing red herrings, and I don't feel like you
Is that
actually
helpful?
need red herrings.
No, I
in
really don't think it needs
a
it.
game that is already so trial and
If
error.
you're gonna give a red herring, it better at least be funny. There better be like, it better kill you in a funny manner.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, like if you
I
whipped
was
that and got
expecting-
electrocuted,
Yeah,
that would be.
was that a runoff or a run jump off?
A run jump.
I think it was just a
No,
runoff.
I don't think it is. I think it's just.
Can you
I
run and
think
jump?
this game is deeply thoughtless.
Like, if you jump while you're running, can you jump?
Yeah.
Someone is saying,
that's what I
is it a
did.
red herring about?
No, I don't think so.
Like, no, because...
No, I mean, they
what I was
would have put a reaction to it if it was.
I was
think they just-
expecting, like, you whip at the thing that looks like a giant electric spike and it just electrocutes you.
that would have been funny.
Maybe it needs really finicky positioning, and it is supposed to be what we do.
No, you standing on the edges. It's also, like, slightly too high up.
Oh no!
That didn't make any sense. But
Okay, well.
No, that made sense.
All right. Then I guess it's
So how do we turn the electricity off?
still fucked up though. The fact that you have to like sidle up to the man.
This is sort of the downside of not having everything on a grid and having it
yeah.
pixel perfect movement.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah, no,
get
if it
these,
had
like-
snapped me to that, it would be fine.
So, like, Abe's Odyssey is on a grid, and it does a thing where it does input buffering.
DOS nostalgic? That room is basically what's wrong with this game. You'll see.
Oh, no.
Oh, great.
Abe's Odyssey is on a grid, and what you do is you learn to press the button, like, just a little early, and then it buffers into the place where you want to do the thing that you want to do. I thought that Out of This World did the same thing. Maybe it just had really, really generous input ranges or something. I don't know. Grid gaming is underrated. There's this game called Lunark. It's so weird you can't duck.
What happens if you go back into the other room? Okay. They're just hanging out
No,
there.
it was worth a shot.
Can you jump up? Like turn around and go up from here?
Jumping up is usually pressing up.
Yeah, it is not.
Nothing's happening. Okay. Like, I feel like... Can you whip down?
No, that was me trying.
Part of what's making this difficult is that, like, I have no sense of what this guard's range is for where he can...
Oh
Even
wow.
if I get
Okay.
really close to the edge. Oh man.
You'll be so mad when you solve this, guaranteed. What you need to do in this room is so stupid.
Everyone,
And then
everyone
guards are
except
just
us
paid to
knows
shoot
what's
in this
going on
room.
here. I really came in expecting, like, okay, Miguel and everyone was down on this, but I'm the die-hard Out of This World fan. I am so ready to, like, be contrarian and really love this, and I'm just, I don't know.
Try just shooting the electricity
Yeah,
like
that's what
20
That's
times.
what I'm trying. It's really hard to do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Can't. Why is the shooting not working?
Because if there's a shield,
Yeah.
And you can't not make a field. Wait, does the...
you can. It's hard to. The timing is tricky.
Hard to get a press so small that you only can use that.
Sucks.
Yeah, no, this guard has a turnaround just fine. Why does mine look like this?
Can you climb down?
And still have 20 frames of lag.
Can you, like, climb down gently from the platform? No.
No.
Waha says, I still don't think you are paying enough attention to the
Yeah,
swag of the turnaround.
I saw.
Well, Waha's theory is that this guard is hot and he knows it. You're not as sexy as him, and that's why you don't have a turnaround. Okay, Doss says, don't think as a good game designer, think as a writer that had no input on the final product. So, like, we're supposed to be thinking at, like, a semantic level instead of a logical level? Can you just jump
We
down
need to
on his
land
head?
exactly on his head, falling down.
Harry, Harris just, like, very close to us. I don't know what this means. I'm going to be so happy when we hit the next checkpoint. Our password for this section is DGBJ, which Xandra suggests may be double gay baby jail. This is double gay baby jail. This is where gay babies are sent for being bad. They have to play part of the alien by interplay.
I gotta say, this is really not selling me on the Lester Buddy bromance. Like, it at least doesn't cheapen the ending, but, like...
Is Lester dead?
It,
He seems dead.
What I have heard is if you think like of the most janky animations in this, the most dramatic death of a character later on this involves an absolutely goofy animation that completely undercuts it apparently.
great,
dear.
great, 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 great.
Okay. Royal Blue Wizard asserts that Lester is currently injured.
Yeah, no, he's injured. We left him in the burnt-out husk of our old village.
It would be cool if we could, like, whip up there and then, like, dangle down, or I don't know. There's... The thing I loved about Out of This World is it promised, like, a wealth of verbs that aren't part of the standard toolkit, you know?
I could have sworn that I landed there before.
It's so weird how, like, the punch is, like, a little bit... Punch is silent.
Standard silent punch.
Alright, what do I do in that room?
Okay.
What?
Sorry, I wait for him to hit the ledge and...
You have to do the... Yeah.
Do an upward swing with your whip, hit the back of the head, hit, that turns off the...
Because we swing
electricity.
down that low.
It kills him turning off the electricity just when you land on the
I don't know if I buy this visually.
Oh,
But he has to be
I
at the-
see,
yeah.
yeah, okay, the arc of it, alright.
Oh.
Alright.
If the room was really precisely designed, maybe this would make sense. But so much other stuff has to not be
If he
possible.
paused at the edge, it'd be fine. Like, if he paused and, like, looked down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great, yeah. You know, scratch the back of his head, that'd be good. That'd be
This is
good
what
way
I
to-
mean by like, I feel like there's some technical issues that would need to be fixed, but then like all of these puzzles, there's good versions of them here.
Yeah.
Or at least like acceptable versions. Like the thing of like, if you killed him and then were given time
Yeah.
to shoot the door, that would have taught this room properly.
Just, I wonder how quickly this game was made.
Uh,
Yeah, like the
Because
thing
it
with a
feels
lot of,
insanely underbaked.
like, we definitely do have to take into account that you don't know what the production was like on any of these old games,
Yeah.
and
well, I mean,
the
also
extent to which.
No.
the combination of the lag and
He
the
doesn't
really
pause.
narrow.
He doesn't pause at all.
Yeah,
The combination of
he just
the
does his slow, graceful, beautiful turn.
all of this stuff has really narrow windows, which is combined with apparently in-game lag. So
Four doors every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not having a cutscene when you hit that room seems ridiculous to me.
I wouldn't do it that way.
you could just have him fall down a chute or something. I don't know.
Like, I think part of it is like, because every room is like this handcrafted thing,
Yeah.
one of the ways that they make the game seem to be a reasonable length is
Right,
by-
Another World was very short, actually.
Yeah.
Like, we played it over the span of a single stream. I was surprised by that.
But also, like,
And we played some Prince of Persia first,
Yeah, yeah.
which I had forgotten.
this is less true in Out of This World after the first area, but in Out of This World, there's like a lot of hidden interactions in each room. So like, you're replaying this room a lot of times, but it's going slightly different each time due to the fact that you're
I don't know. Another
Yeah.
World had plenty of bullshit.
It just like there's the fact that it just doesn't feel good, I think, makes all of the repetition so much
Yeah.
more.
Doesn't feel good.
There we go.
that's cute, but why
That
is
felt
that
terrible. What turned it off?
Yeah,
Why did that turn off?
I am unclear how him slamming
That's
into.
even worse than the bees hitting the thing and just like disappearing.
I guess he had like the button on his belt, and his belt hit the edge. That is very weird.
This is gonna be a death. This looks like a death. Can you go slightly down and press the button?
No,
And that's gonna-
no, you just fall.
Did we hit it? No, we did not hit a checkpoint.
Yeah, I wonder if they could have added not only a head scratch, but also like seeing him turn the button for the thing on as you enter the room, something.
Well,
Yeah.
if his death was slower, it could have been like, there could have been a funny animation to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the funny animation game.
This one is the brutal animation game. They're like, hey,
Oh,
remember Mortal Kombat and
They
all those
may
brutal
not have
deaths?
they may not have the budget for
So
that many animations.
I do want to note something. If we're going to talk about, well, did it have as much?
Another World was able to.
Did it have the budget? Did it have the time? Well, first off, the first game was made by
Spoke
one
animation.
person. It was made by one person over a long time, but it was made by one person.
Oh, he shoots it.
That's weird.
His
Oh.
gun goes off and it shoots the.
That's some,
That's.
that's some Greedo shot.
It should not
first
involve a
weird editing.
like.
Yeah.
This isn't Ghost Trick,
Oh,
where it does that and it's
I'm-
great.
That's
that
the
sort of
button I was
thing.
going to suggest. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, that's
you
so
wanna
weird.
tell me how I do that?
Oh.
Love that 20 seconds of lag plus the animation lag.
Oh.
And like, if the elevator was just like you can go down a little bit
What?
at a time.
What happened?
I don't know, but I'm really glad it gave me a checkpoint at least.
Yeah.
KTLB. You're now listening to KTLB, Heart of the Alien.
I'll be back in a second. Tell me if the game suddenly gets amazing.
Can you scribble up and down?
Oh, it's one of those things.
Scrabble, Christine, Scrabble. Oh, okay.
Well, that was a puzzle before, so.
Okay. What?
I wonder if he grabs him real close. When you try to jump over him, that'd be
Probably.
funny at least. Please, God, do something funny instead of something.
I do really like this one room, like the way the lights are drawn.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you whip him? What was that? I'm gonna imagine him like making like wah 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 wah. Oh hey, it's Lester. I love that guy.
Wait, what?
When you entered the room, you saw Lester crawling
Oh.
through the top. Can you turn around and get chased by those guys in direct contradiction of how the guards worked in the previous room? Heart of Darkness is also more difficult and frustrating than Another World, but in a way it's opposite to this. I actually like frustrating video games, generally.
What is?
Thing?
Vanessa? Was he talking?
No, the guy in the other room.
Yeah, is the guy in the other room talking?
Yeah.
Maybe your character's name is Vanessa. All I can hear is the buzz buzz. I don't remember the gunplay in the first game being this miserable.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't like this.
Like in the first game, it was like, well, I can see why you didn't base the game around this. Whereas in this, it's like, if you were going to add more of it, then... Wait, hold on a second. I can't hear him talking.
He's not talking
Oh, it's the guy who fell through.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. They didn't communicate that well, but at least...
Well, it's because there's no spikes down here.
Oh, right. Spikes. I guess
It's a good gag, except that our death kind of doesn't make
it's
sense.
Lester.
It's Lester!
You have no idea how to get that.
Yeah, the full charge does break their shield, but the problem is that then that's interfering with you putting up your own shield, so... Yeah, they've got the 2 shields, so how are you... If there's even a window there...
We just get close enough and whip them? Oh, I guess it's one at a time.
Alright.
Oh,
Christine's skills at cover-based shooter is saving us here.
I really do wonder if there's some way that we're supposed to be timing this. It's
I
just
don't-
not obvious.
Maybe they thought the, like, the 16 notes thing, like, oh, you're a musician, you're just so used to counting to 16.
Yeah, there's spikes below the...
Yeah. So, we fell
Yeah,
into
the spikes
before.
below the hole, but like he doesn't seem to be appreciably bigger than we are.
He's got the belt. It makes some sort of like logical sense. Like, okay, he's bigger on the waist and he's got the belt, so he got stuck or so we just fell through. But it doesn't make visual sense. And
Does
that's
he
really
kill you
important.
if you walk into him?
Yeah,
you just grab, like, you just fall through.
Yeah, the two of you
kills.
together push him through the hole. Like, imagine if when you fell in before, you just showed you falling through this room and then falling into the hole. Maybe that's something that would have been enough more time. Anyway, if we're going to say, well, maybe this game didn't have the budget of the first game or the time of the first game, remember that the person to blame if this is a problem is Interplay, because Interplay were the ones who set the budget.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you do a blast and a quick shot, does that work at all? No, because you've...
Because you have to put your arm down before you can put it back up again.
Right, just like in real life.
It's fine. Once you get it down to 1, it's fine.
I like these,
Oh. What time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah. I wonder if we should switch over.
It's 5 o'clock.
I want to see if we can get a little into another section. Sort of like one thing. Okay, so I played a little bit of Flashback on the Wii, and one thing about, to me, like the most powerful force in a game is when you've just got that overwhelming desire to know what's on the next screen, right? Just let me know what's a little bit further. And like this game is sort of doing that because it's like, oh, what's gonna happen to Lester? Whereas in Flashback, maybe that changes quickly, but like it just seems like a series of rooms. It feels like playing
That's
a
what I was
video game.
meaning. It's like about the sort of level design in this. That's like the one thing that this still has going for it is
Yeah.
you have no idea what the next room may have, and it may
Yeah.
just be another boring shootout like this, or it may be like a custom set piece.
A thing I noticed is like the first game did have you like repeating sections a lot, but it was like memorize this fluid sequence of inputs. Whereas this is just like redo this combat section 7 times. Is that interesting?
I mean, you do redo combat sections at a lot. There were a ton of these shootouts.
Again, we should stress that my memories of Out of This World are largely dominated by replaying the first level 1,000 times, even after I'd beaten it. That was what was in the demo.
I want to see the speed run because I just want to see what it looks
Yeah.
like when
Yeah.
someone
when
who
it actually
knows
works.
the timing perfectly.
Okay, maybe I withdraw my request for us to see what happens when you get Lester out of the attic.
I'm not really sure what to do here.
Allulator says, so far you took 1 hour to play 5 minutes of a perfect run. There's 10 minutes of the perfect run left. Is that serious? We're a third of the way through the game. Or is the opening bit just really slow? Is this game shorter than the first game? World record of this game speedrun is 9 minutes and 52 seconds.
Air budget. The first one.
Probably did, but it's a misleading thing because when you're doing your own stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah,
paying-
like we
Eric
both
not
know
paying
this.
himself.
I don't know.
Passion project budget is a lie because you'll do the things you absolutely a third party would never pay you to do.
They shoot this fast and I can't.
'Cause you've got a
Because
whip.
you've only learned how to shoot by doing this. Bang.
Yes, I do have a
Down.
whip.
Oh.
It is so weird that you don't use the whip in these sequences. Like that seems like
It's such a gimme.
it should have been like
It's so
make
obviously,
shields to get
yeah.
yourself close enough and then
And
use
then
the
whip,
whip.
yeah.
And that would get back to that fluidity I feel like is missing here, because you'd always be in motion. You'd get in close whip.
Yeah,
get in
no, the
close whip.
gunplay in the original doesn't feels tight.
And it would also just would feel like you were doing something new. You weren't just being like. It feels so strange that you
Doing
fire
like hot
this thing.
shit, yeah.
Y'all
You
play,
are so cool in the gunplay in the first one.
y'all play Axiom Verge too?
I have not played
Yeah,
it yet.
loved it.
That's one person revisiting his own world, so that's a little different. But Axiom Verge 2 is so good about, okay, you already played the first game, we're going to give you a completely different set of verbs while it's still feeling kind of continuous.
Which is funny because the Axiom Verge is already that Metroid.
Yeah. Well, I just mean that like it's all Axiom Verge 2 is melee focused, where Axiom Verge 1 is Axiom Verge 2 is melee and stealth focused, whereas Axiom Verge 1 is
I'm gonna die when I let go of this.
Axiom Verge 1 is a run and gun.
Well, you're good at predicting the future.
I know I can see the future because I repeat the same routine. We're a minute and 30 seconds through the speed run after.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Well, I probably will watch the speed run of this
Yeah, I'll
after
watch the
this because
speedrun.
I'm curious
Well,
to
it
see
won't
how.
take you very long at least.
Yeah, no. I mean, that does explain probably why there's so much cheap checkpointing and such, is that they were worried that people would
Notice how
Sure.
short
buy the game,
it is.
play for 20 minutes, and
Like
then
that's
be angry.
most FPV games. Have y'all ever actually watched Night Trap?
No.
It's like I feel terrible saying this because it is
There are
deeply
aspects
juvenile, but
of
it
the
is-
concept that are interesting from a game point of view.
as a piece of experimental film, it's legitimately interesting. Like the way that like you find yourself wondering how they planned that out, and that's actually very interesting. Like something that is better.
I'm missing something here. The fact that I did it once.
There's nothing here to be a gimmick for you to get.
They
through.
come in and they do
No.
the same thing every time. So you know that the first guy's shield is spear first, and then the second guy's shield. So there is that moment every time that both shields are down.
Yeah, but
It's just,
there's
again,
no
the thing of-
indicator.
precise timing, but the controls are not allowing you to do precise
All
timing.
right, I'll count it.
Maybe we should go back to using the emulator to artificially remove the. Oh, that's.
Yeah, there's a simple trick to shooting them. Just
one-
wait until the shield disappears. What was it you've got?
one
That
frame.
window is so
It's
small.
literally one
So
frame.
small.
I
Yeah.
counted.
It is smaller than the amount
Yeah,
of time
what's the
it takes you
walkthrough
to put.
suggestion? Is there a...
Yeah, what's GameFAQs say? I'm gonna pull up GameFAQs. It's not like there's gonna be anything happening on the screen for me to look at.
One, get halfway between the symbols on the wall. 2, shield yourself. 3, shield a couple more times. You're waiting for the right moment. 4, charge up a super blast. 5, let it go the moment the front guard shield goes out. Use standard guard killing procedure on the last guard.
Yeah, sorry, can I see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Your eyes are better than mine.
I mean, that's within.
Ah, the Heart of the Alien walkthrough has a large ASCII art of the alien.
That's how you know it's a good
Hey,
fact.
it's also got all the passwords.
I wonder what the standard guard killing procedure is.
Okay, the section of the section of the FAQ about the controls is given in the format of a man page, complete with an ASCII art fake terminal around the man page formatting. This actually makes it quite hard to read.
Okay.
The delay on releasing the button isn't quite as tight as some of the delays are.
So I guess standard guard killing procedure here. Oh,
It's a joke.
Do we want to just give up here? I know I said don't before, but
Tutorial section. I mean, I don't know what the breakdown is.
yeah, I don't know if also, like, is there really a section that is not, like, it is unclear to me how much this is tutorial and how much this is just the early part of the game kind of repeat stuff from the first part of the first game.
Beats the hell out of me.
I am,
This is actually much more of this than I thought we would play. And I think because of that, well, what's going to be on the next screen?
yeah, that's fair.
Thing that still works, even though everything else about the game is...
The
Really, I
one,
just-
the one single game fact. The one single game facts back about Heart of the Alien is some of the most game facts shit I've ever read. Bombarding the guards. Quickly make a shield before Quick Draw turns into half a ton of Dr. Pepper's secret ingredient. Immediately tap A. Before they can make another shield, your laser beam will toast them. It's bacon! Bacon, 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 bacon!
I don't understand. These jokes are from 2006. This is way past the high point of game facts.
This FAQ was written in 2005.
Okay, so there are the...
Yeah. I wonder if you come down there later.
Yeah, I feel like having him fall through here and then having the
Yeah.
death would have been like just little things.
Yeah.
Shall we call it?
God, this game sucks ass. I hate this. Fucking. Oh. I mean, I feel like.
Poor Eric Chahi is never gonna come down out of that ductwork. I have such a
What
headache.
were the reviewers?
I have such a headache from those Defender blast shots over and over. For
I have to
half an hour.
cable
Volume.
what?
Volume.
I no, but it's like it's not the volume, it's the shrillness of the thing, you know. It's also the case that when I turn down the volume enough for the pew 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 to no longer be hurting my ears. I could not hear a single other sound effect in the entire game.
I really try to, look at games generously, like, try to get on the author's level, see what happened, and I don't know. There's just nothing good in here. I guess the opening cutscene was kind of cool, but it sounds like the subsequent ones are. It sounds like all the juice went into that one.
If you could like, I'm not gonna say there's nothing I like, but like on the other hand, it doesn't, at least in this first area, justify itself. And it's also like you look at it and like again, the first game is made of attention to detail. Every single thing feels fussed over. And like this, you're just sitting here going, did anyone play through this start to finish? It like feels like one of those games where like someone is given a design document that said implement this, implement this, implement this, and no one sits down and plays the whole thing start to finish and goes, that didn't really work. We need to do something to make it work. It's like instead it's like, does this one challenge work as it says in the design document? Yes, I don't know. It feels really
like
easy to see how
every criticism of this probably just comes down to it didn't have a lot of love put into it. It didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
This feels very cheap. It feels very perfunctory, and I don't know, like how much charity do I need to give to the sequel made by the console publisher without any input other than like a premise from the original creator? I suspect probably the reason why it's reviewed well is that it was too goddamn hard. So everyone was like, "Well, all right, it feels a lot like the first one. Probably it's gonna be like the first one. Fuck it, we have a deadline."
I guess it also might be if it was 1995 and I wasn't in a room with like there's people on the internet waiting for us to finish it. I might have actually just sat there for 10 hours until I got past the boring part, and then I'd remember the cool part, but it doesn't sound from the chat like there's a lot of cool parts
This
coming up.
CD has another world on it. Every time you boot it up, you're like, would you rather be playing a game that's actually good?
I haven't tested whether that version also has 20 frames of input lag.
All right, well, we're not in yet, but let's just immediately notice how immediately all of the idle animations in this are like so much more loving, despite this being a Super Nintendo game and not having the Sega CD's massive asset
Restart
storage.
this so we get the intro. This was just where I had it when we were trying to get the.
Do we want to watch the Okay, so Flashback. Consider 3 entities: Delphine, Eric Chahi, Delphine Software, Interplay. Eric Chahi was the designer who did the first one all by himself. Then when he came time to publish, he worked with Delphine Software, I believe French game developer, and then it was published on consoles by Interplay. Interplay made Part of the Alien. Eric Chahi went on to make, I guess, Heart of Darkness, and Delphine made this. This, wildly, according to Eurogamer, this started out as a Godfather licensed game. Someone named US Gold at the time owned the license to The Godfather. So they contacted Delphine and were like, hey, do you want to do something with this?
Did you
And
switch to the other one, the non-temp
They
one?
started with the idea of...
non-temp.
They
Yes,
started with
that's
the
for
idea
that.
of The Godfather, but in the future. It's the Corleone family in the future. And then they just kept running with that, and they ran to a place that no longer looked like The Godfather, and US Gold told them, this doesn't look like The Godfather. Never mind, we're disconnecting from this project. And like, fine, we're just going to finish it. But there's an interview on Eurogamer where someone who's involved in this game says that they did kind of start with this idea of you're running from the mafia in space or in the future or something.
It does, though, feel very inspired by Out of This World.
US Gold is British, which makes so much sense.
It'll be very obvious the extent to which this is
Yeah.
inspired by Out of This World as the actual, main.
So can we watch the 3D opening cutscene just to see what it's like?
I couldn't get it to. We weren't able to get it to run.
Okay.
And we're also now on a different device.
It's not in. It's the 3D cutscenes aren't in the Switch version. at all.
No.
Okay.
Basically, even later CD-ROM versions took them out.
Okay, that bad.
They figured out pretty quickly that it was actually nicer
No one
looking
liked
with the
these.
original art.
So I guess after this stream, I'm going to be pulling up the Flashback 3D cutscenes and also the speed run of.
That's wild, though.
Part of the Alien.
Who during this era was like, oh, we actually need to go back to the better looking animation as opposed to the dogshit 3D. Everyone loved dogshit 3D in this era.
It's sort of a mix from whatever. Like it's real. There's so many versions of this game. I may be slightly wrong about.
Anyway,
that,
let's get into it. Let's get into it. I want to see it.
I remember Out of This World being the only game I ever played on the Ouya for more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
New game.
Okay. Tutorials, rewind mode, enhance music and sound, post effects.
What do we want?
I think we can turn these things on after.
Okay.
Classic, let's go.
Yeah.
Classic and turn on rewind.
We'll do normal to start and then decide.
Oh, that looks cool.
Oh, wait, this is widescreen, though, which we did not count on. Oh.
Switch to the widescreen.
That's unfortunate.
What's widescreen?
The cutscene was widescreen. And so it's getting cropped.
Oh.
Yeah. Thought I turned it off. So I'm not sure if we can switch that to be for the cuts. Too many option buttons.
Yeah. I feel like this maybe could have used like a little bit more of an intro. Just to get you engaged.
Yeah, I think some versions had a slightly longer one.
Can you not turn on the rewind?
Oh, we can. I was trying to see if there was...
Hey, so right off the bat, look at his sexy turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if there was an option to make the cutscenes not widescreen, because that's going to end up being a bit of a problem.
Oh.
If we continue, I may just get us to the same spot on another version of the game that doesn't have widescreen cutscenes.
When it was streamed, did the...
Our stream stuff auto crops.
I see. We could maybe just have like two scenes in OBS
Feel
and like...
how much more responsive it is.
Wow. Incredible. I mean, it's not that this is the same speed.
Yeah.
It's just...
But it feels justified because there's the animation there.
Yeah. Oh, we skipped the opening?
Oh, did we skip the opening? Oh, okay.
How do we
I'm not sure how we ended up skipping the opening, but thanks for letting us know.
Maybe if you just like X out the menu and like the switch system menu.
Quit game.
Quit game. Quit without saving. I'll try it again and see what happens. I thought there was more of an intro, but new game.
Classic.
That's all it has.
There's more than that? Are you sure you're not thinking of the CD version?
Let's try seeing if there's an intro when it first boots up.
Microids. Huh. That's interesting.
Well, they definitely wouldn't have done this visual effect in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
There we
So
go.
they don't do the intro.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Is this totally silent?
Yeah, there's no sound.
Have we somehow turned off the music but the sound effects are on? I guess that...
We're before the options.
Okay, there should be music.
That's cool.
Let's go into the options because there's supposed to be music.
It's like,
We're gonna have to restart.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. We'll just have to
it
restart.
is weird that applies to the pre-game cutscene.
I was trying to boost it up, but there was nothing to boost
Okay, so how do we see that again?
Just restart it.
Okay.
You know, it says 8-bit mode, but this is clearly a Sound Blaster.
It's very
it.
weird that they.
Want it widescreen for the
Yeah, if you can.
You can like switch back and forth quickly, maybe.
It won't work for the really short cutscenes.
God, the fucking Matrix effect here is
Yeah.
Strange decision.
very funny. Just.
Maybe they're trying to make us think of the 90s. Oh. Yeah.
I feel like the main exact moment that the 90s ended though.
So that FM bass.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a really good bike design.
Oh yeah, that's sick. That's 80s OVA level. Right.
The music is adding a lot of juice. Nice. Oh. I
And that
love.
feels like it's getting like what worked about the art direction in Out of This World.
Yeah.
Like, very flat colors.
Yeah.
Like some of that is also the technical.
But also a lot
with
more.
the
A
added
lot more.
bonus of being animated by someone who's clearly watched Megazone 2-3 many times.
Yeah.
It's like twice as many frames. It was really fluid. That was good.
Okay.
I like how they were like cutting the events to the music.
So yeah, now he's waking up from that crash. and
That
this
makes a lot more sense.
That menu music's great.
He's lost his cube.
Where's my cube? Hey, could you just humor me and run off the left side cliff just to see what happens? Sidle off cliff. Okay, well, maybe it's not completely divorced itself from Heart of the Alien.
Why does it? Yeah, there's a
Oh.
lot more movement verbs
There's only croaking.
in this. So like if I duck and go sideways,
Yeah.
you can do the roll.
This really feels like a transitional form between Out of This World and Abe's Odyssey.
And also like it's sort of a bit more Prince of Persia-y in terms
yeah.
of like there are these levels that feel more like levels.
Yeah.
Are you holding something to do the sidle?
If you take out your gun, you
Oh,
automatically
okay.
do that. So there's a lot of contextual stuff. So if I take out my gun,
You got
tapping
switch
down
back
now
mode.
but just becomes a crouch. It's a toggle.
Can you roll while crouching?
Yeah.
Sweet. I
And you
love how
bring
the
the gun
animations
up.
flow into each other. Like they
That's
bothered.
pretty cool.
They bothered to animate rolling off a platform as opposed to walking off
Yeah.
a platform.
No, like this feels cool. Like
All
you
right, come
feel
on.
really
Let's see it
good
in
when you're
action.
doing
Let's see it in
it.
action.
Okay.
You got the holocube.
I think I can pick it up. This is what I mean by like we can't. The cutscenes are just gonna unfortunately be a bit
Dun-da.
funky.
This is charming. I immediately love this.
No, their marketing for this was that it was a CD-ROM game on a cartridge. In that it had all of these fancy cutscenes and such. I forget.
What
does
was?
this do something? 'Cause it's.
Can you feed it a cube?
I don't think so. Let's see what happens if I try using.
Something was chirping before.
Yeah, it's. I think it's that part of the level. What
How are
is
we going to use
select?
credits in the jungle?
Oh, okay. So it's. Gun.
There's
There's the use cube button.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, Conrad. You must be wondering how I recorded this message without remembering it. Good question, but it would take too long to explain, and time is short. If you want to save your hide, you must contact your old friend Ian in Washington. He'll explain it all to you there. Good luck and watch your back, because it's my life you're playing with.
The mix of the out of this world style vector graphics with the like really spritey.
Okay, so shield. Don't like that there's a number for my shield.
Definitely seems like that's
Okay.
going to punish you a little bit for experimenting with how to use it.
Oh, I like the smoke coming off where I
Yeah,
hit.
no,
That's good.
That's good.
That's a good way of handling like hit scan bullets.
DOS Nostalgic says there's a Windows 3.1 game, Bermuda Syndrome, that is basically Russian Flashback with dinosaurs.
That just takes me there.
Nope, you gotta go back up the other way.
Yeah.
The thing I like about these like multi-level levels is that like you can like see, oh, I'm gonna be going down there later.
Really? 'Cause we're hearing them.
They're not that loud.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty quiet, but
Let me.
I think you turn the game volume up pretty loud.
Oh, sound
Oh,
effects are
yeah.
lower.
There's as much gunplay in this as there was in Heart of the Alien. Maybe I won't complain about that.
At least you feel cool when you're like taking your gun out and such. Like
Yeah.
he does some great poses. Okay, so I can climb up there. What is wrong? Whoa.
I feel like this game really.
Oh, also you actually have life.
Yeah, this isn't.
Can you see it? Or is that your shield?
That might be my shield. Now, I have to, be playing well, and I'm still remembering how the controls work. Whoa! Falling damage.
There is kind of a downside to a game like this where you're redoing one section over and over and then you get to a checkpoint, but you have to kind of decide like, oh, I hit the checkpoint, but I hit it with very little life.
I think you may be able to get your life back. I can't remember
I'm sure.
how it works exactly. Wonder if I can.
Can you take the high road?
Yeah, I'm still trying to like get my sense of the controls.
Got that Prince of Persia jump.
Ah, okay.
It would be cool if this bug friend followed you the entire game.
Having the problem of I keep on forgetting what shoot is when I take my gun out. Because taking your gun out and shooting are different buttons.
I guess that's better than shoot, whip, shield, and super shot charge all being on one button.
Oh, those loaded charges were so bad.
I like how hollow cubes make
Diagonal?
it sound like a frog.
I know I did that a second ago,
Yep.
and now I'm suddenly forgetting the.
You don't have a jump button?
No, it's. Oh, I've got to get my hollow cube.
Maybe it would make sense to play in modern mode just long enough to get the tutorials. Because this actually seems to be kind of a mechanically non-trivial
I guess
game.
they're just, yeah.
And they might have...
Like
Oh, whoa,
Well,
tutorials!
yeah. There's a tutorials option.
Okay.
If you're in menus, maybe bring down the music a little bit more.
Hold up. What is jump?
Long jump.
You can just
And
see in
small-
your
Oh, okay.
head the manual
Also
pages
small
for
jump.
this.
Jump down with weapon.
Give weapon. Climb up and draw weapon.
You should probably look at small jump as well.
Where is that, above or
Down.
oh, there it is.
Oh,
And up.
A and up. Okay.
it's a little non-obvious.
It's the A is the run button, and that was what I was suddenly forgetting. There's something slightly off about how these like sub menus work. You want me to tone what down?
Just the music bit.
Okay. Which button is A now? Okay. That, oh.
It's the one that's in a weird place because we're on the Switch.
Yeah, I was thinking like Genesis controller because this was originally, it came
Nope.
out first for Amiga, but it was originally a,
It's the cursed Nintendo A button.
I'm definitely playing this worse
Can you just
than-
run away from this thing? Like,
No, I need to learn how to shoot it.
you do need to learn how to shoot
I'm
it.
just having button control stuff.
So what's your shield look like now?
That's fun.
1.
Yeah, so that is my hearts. No, I'm just having this sort of problem of like, it's a lot of contextual button stuff and I'm doing it under pressure.
I think you need to do a run jump up.
Wow, an action game with corded contextual buttons under pressure. I wonder what it must be like to make something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that's interesting. If I'm running, he automatically does that jump.
Yeah.
Oh, just like if you run at it?
Yeah, all I did was
Oh.
do...
Just running forward?
Oh, and then he automatically caught that. So yeah, all I'm doing is run, tap.
Oh.
Oh, that's really satisfying. Yeah.
No. My problem is then I immediately try to draw my gun when I should be...
That's cool that he just runs until you
now
tell
the
him to
battle
stop. You
music's
don't have to
kicked
hold
in.
it.
Oh, is the battle music partially contextual on if you have a weapon drawn?
Yeah, and then it ends.
That's sick.
Okay, that is run.
I bet if you're playing Sonic Genesis, this is the first time you've ever seen that in your life.
I thought this was impressive in like Wind Waker 10 years later. I love these guys' idle animations.
It's got some sort of stealth sounds. I want to check if there's anything. Oh yeah, I've got to do. Oh yeah, nope. Take it out and immediately goes action music time. I think part of the problem is I'm expecting certain things to be mapped to the different buttons than they are, and I'm taking longer than I usually would to adjust to that. Okay, no indicator that there's anything there.
Do you have any kind of melee? Like, can you just like wail on this guy with your fists?
I don't think so.
Well. Also, that that is a very funny animation.
So both of our like attack boxes are past where the others. You want to have a go?
Sure.
Yeah, the contextual stuff, it's going to take a little while to get used to the controls, but like
If you
everything
run off
about
of-
it is trying to be kind, I feel.
If you
like-
run off of the top platform, do you do the jump, or does it only auto jump from low to high?
I think only from low to high.
Alright, what are my...
It's A button is
Okay, they gave me a...
yeah, I think we can actually turn on tutorials that are like as we play it'll pop up tutorials. go into game options.
Hmm.
And tutorials. Now
Also,
do
rewind mode
contextual.
would be maybe. Well, maybe we don't need it yet, but
I feel like we should actually just learn how to play
yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many little like contextual animations. Like,
Yeah. One thing I'm a little bothered by is like some of these platforms you can jump up to and some of them you can't, but it doesn't feel totally visually obvious to me what you can and can't climb onto.
it's just the distance. Everything's on a grid.
Yeah.
So once you learn to read the grid,
But also, like, you look at, for example, the edge of this platform is kind of like a little mushy due to the fact it's 3D, you know?
yeah. But basically, it's like one step under. This is not like a nice bit of like more modern design. Is the like first time you do a running jump, it doesn't automatically kill you. It puts you into the spot where you have to sort of waste a little bit of time.
Yeah. But, like, more modern, this is, like, contemporaneous with Heart of the Alien. It's just... Well, I guess a certain amount of modern design was inspired
Okay,
by
you
this
have to
game. This was beloved.
pull out your gun and then go down. Oh
Oh
shit!
no, he follows.
These animations are so smooth.
Oh, why? Again, the curse of Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't know
until
what
it's got its little thing out.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. You put me on a PC, I have no idea what the buttons are supposed to be because I'm like, why is he using the Xbox mapping? Is this
The
character
same
Leslie
mapping that
Nielsen?
Everything else does. Okay, so just. I didn't get the thing you're talking about.
Keep holding the button,
Nope.
I think. Huh.
Could you be holding left and up?
I don't think I was.
It does seem like if you just auto jump on a run, that's satisfying, but it could lead to bad things at some point later.
No, because you just don't run when you...
What if you're being chased?
This is weird, because this totally just worked for me.
Hey, don't hold it down, tap it. I think before Miguel was tapping it rather than holding it.
Yeah, maybe it's a tap.
Oh, that's very weird.
It's weird that holding prevents you from jumping, but that's also good because it gives you a way to intentionally not jump. I also feel like run until you're not running. It's kind of nice. Will it run off of platforms or will it automatically stop? Like what happens if
You'll run off a platform.
Okay.
Why didn't pressing?
Are you pushing down slightly?
I'm using the D-pad.
Yeah, but it's Nintendo Pro Controller. Not the best D-pad.
Alright, maybe I should use the stick.
Which is weird if
No,
you
no,
think
I was
about
using
it.
the D-pad. I'm just like, make sure that you aren't shifting slightly down.
Hold, run, tap.
I think you need to pull up once you're there.
Yeah, I mean, but when I pressed up, it dropped me down.
Huh.
What if you hold up and hold?
I did.
Can I try?
Oh, there's a little blinky thing for us to pick up over in the corner.
Okay, so hold, run, tap. No, you have to hold, run.
Can you run and jump across that gap?
Yeah.
Sure.
You'll never get the hollow cube.
Yeah, I think we might need the hollow cube. I'm not sure.
in 23 hours, if you don't have the hollow cube, Roberta Williams shows up and personally punches you in the face.
We've got to hold.
Yeah, it feels like this game's mechanics must be really expressive once you get like the hang of them, but they're also kind of like complicated and non-obvious enough that like I think I've bounced off this multiple times just because I could not successfully move around in the first few screens. Definitely an Amiga game.
It was a Genesis game.
Oh,
Like it came out on Amiga first, but it was designed on the Genesis first.
huh. That's
Like it's just
interesting.
a publishing quirk.
That's interesting.
But the Genesis version is considered to be the like definitive. Oh, you can just.
Screw that guy.
I know from previous playing you can just get used to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you do eventually learn this, and it is, as you say, it's very expressive. As a, you don't need to kill those guys, so work on the next guy.
Can you like roll past him and then? Great animation. Worst guys don't have shield.
Oh, the stone. Pick up the stone. Looks like maybe you can go up. Yeah. Oh, there's another thing.
Oh
to pick
yeah,
up
so
there.
there's the thing.
$10.
10 credits.
Cutscene to
Holding
pick up
A
object.
to pick up items is kind of weird.
Like, I understand the production reasons why, but the fact that like when you're in cutscenes, everything is so low detail, and when you're in zoomed out, everything is high detail, makes me imagine like we're just in a world where everything is made of big flat surfaces, and this is the camera zoomed way out.
Well, that wasn't really how I wanted to do that, but what did it say long jump was? Playing this game with the manual in my lap.
They're probably expecting you to.
Hold down to start running, then press up. Games where jumping is on up are always.
It is sort of more conventional within this sort of era of cinematic platform. Like, I think it's the same with Prince of Persia. Nice.
Yeah, okay. The fact that enemies don't. Wait, what hit me?
The explosion.
Oh.
So you want to do it from farther away with those guys.
Or
I don't
just
think
get
it's
out of the
away my
way,
shield.
because there's like a,
No.
it sparks from then it blows up.
You lost one shield, so
Don't you start with 3?
no, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
Why is it doing that?
Nice.
Oh, are they trying to teach you about rolling?
I think something is on. Oh, the hollow cube is on the pad for opening that.
Oh. That's a good way to make sure you get it.
Well, it does kind of look like you ought to be able to roll through it with precise.
And sort of teaching you that things can, on different screens, can interact.
Yeah.
Well, only if you do it in that order, which
Yeah.
I don't think you're likely to, since it's more likely that you'll fall.
I could see what you did, where you're trying to beat this next bit, and get a game over.
So,
This might be a good time to roll forward then turn around, because you do move pretty. I think you move faster when you're rolling than when you're walking.
Yeah,
what's the roll?
just
Down.
down diagonal while you're in crouch with the gun out.
Oh, or not.
Yeah, without it's. Actually, I think it might just be sideways with.
But yeah, you travel a lot of ground when you're rolling. It looks like.
The rolling's a bit easier when you've got your gun out, because of the way crouching works. Nice. Oh, was nice until you did that. Yeah, here, try rolling here. You can see how, like, with your gun out. Yeah, you can do the very slick roll.
Okay, so you have to be in the gun up. It's like double tap.
Such good animation.
Keep wanting to run past things with the gun out, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
Run or gun.
The little bits of dust coming off when you're gonna get hit
Yeah.
by the. Oh,
Nice.
nice. Okay, so there's
know what
enough
I'm
time to get
doing.
out of there. Nice. It has that thing that it looks really slick when you execute everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Do you want to get your $12?
Why didn't that jump?
That's not an auto jump. That's an up jump.
I pressed
Oh.
up. Yes, great news. You missed the shooting whip. You do not have to be exposed to Heart of the Alien. Unlike us.
It's like the hitbox on that is a little bit bigger than it should be.
I
So there's no real reason to kill this guy. Oh, sick!
That was Looney Tunes.
Oh, there is a reason to kill this guy.
I-
Christine, don't you want the
Put the
cartridge?
gun away. I had the gun out.
The you got an item in this game is so fun. I think what they want you to do is step on the thing to open the garage door, and
Yeah.
then
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to clear that little jump. I'm gonna die here.
you had to do the running jump. Yes. Didn't work.
I like the auto catch.
May I try it?
Small jump. Hold A. Oh. It's a long. I think it's just a small jump. I don't know how do you. Okay, sure.
Okay. All right. Let me.
All three of us can learn the controls.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be playing this for a bit,
Everything is the A button.
So A button is the far A button? Really? Was that how it was mapped on the Genesis?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd have to look that up.
Huh.
It is possible that they've remapped this stuff in a way that is.
Yeah,
less-
I would map this differently.
That was part of what was confusing me. Is that felt to me like it should be the Y button.
Could someone pull up what the Genesis?
I'm doing it now.
Thank you.
You need to find both the.
How do I roll? Because I can't crouch.
Okay.
It was it was A to run. So
But A's
So
on the
would-
left,
A
right?
would
Yes,
be-
that's
yeah.
right.
Okay, so
Okay.
we might
what
want to
was-
just
What's the
remap
gun
this
button?
to.
The bottom, or the? Does it say
there's no bottom.
what is the?
It's 3 in a row on the Genesis.
Okay, but like, what is the? Okay, so all that they did was they swapped the
Draw it with Y. Yeah.
they swapped the A and the Y buttons, I guess, so that they didn't have to. That's not good thinking.
Well, we map it to match the Genesis.
I think
actual.
I would. And how would y'all feel about the B button is use item, right?
Then you're gonna be picking up items with No, you're gonna be picking up items with B anyway, so it's gonna be weird no matter what.
What I would like to do is I would like to put item here, gun here, and action here. How do you feel about that? No? Okay.
I'm not sure.
I really don't like this being all the way over here. Like if this feels
yeah,
unnatural
swap
to me.
swap the.
You're not doing that though.
Doing what? Well, you're
You don't do that.
using this button and this button the most, and they're opposites on the diamond shape of the Wii.
You don't use them both at the same time.
But you're using them frequently.
Do they just have? Oh,
Okay.
guess what? There's no remapping.
Yeah, but the Wii has remapping.
Ah,
Wait, does B do anything? B does nothing.
yeah, it's.
Okay. What if we just move the A button down to B? Like swap the A and B buttons in the Wii controls, and then you're using like the 3 left buttons rather than the bottom 3 buttons, which is more natural grip.
Then the tutorials won't make any sense.
Okay. Well,
It
can
is
I look
some-
at the controls one more time?
It is just some unfortunate mapping for this version.
You know what? You can use ZR and you can use the shoulders.
Yeah.
So, okay. Can I try it one more time?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely doesn't like. There's something that does not quite feel natural in how which
Yeah, I think
one they've chosen to.
Well, I mean,
put.
it's to me the fact that it's like I've almost never played a game where you hold the A button on the right side of the Super Nintendo controller. Like I feel like the
But
Genesis,
this is just a weird game.
but it's not. The Genesis controls feel very natural to me. And like just, you hold the leftmost button, you know.
I mean, no matter what, you're gonna have to do a mental transposition between the Genesis having the A button on the left and the Nintendo
Yeah.
having the A button on the right.
Well, that was weird.
So I'm guessing at some point we've got to like put the stone down on the.
Hmm.
Don't let go of run.
Oh, thanks.
That was
Oh. Yeah, like it's just the fact that there's like so many different. To pull up, don't let go of. To jump up normally, you have to make sure A is not down. But if you want to pull up when you're running and jumping, you have to make sure A is down.
probably gonna
Wish there was more symmetry there. And I forget, how do you crouch? Or can you only do it with the... Whoa, okay.
If you have your gun out, it'll
It'll auto, okay.
No,
or auto crouch. It becomes a toggle with your gun out.
press down to crouch after you pull your gun.
I think you can shoot that thing from across the way.
You're not. No, you can't shoot it until the eye comes out.
Yeah, but that
Oh,
means
but
that
the
you
eye
have
It
to-
looks like it might.
Yeah.
you have to get it close enough that you can. You did it before, but you have to get.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, I am finding this easier once I use the shoulder button for the weapon instead of the Y button. And they have
That's
different.
a modern change. They made it so
Yeah.
that it's like a hold to just pull out the gun.
No, that's the. There's two shoulders. They just this button and this button are the same. Okay, this I'm really unsure what it is I'm supposed to be doing, but
Pull out your gun, drop down, and shoot him.
how did you do the cool
Without
pistol whip
crouching.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do it
just,
from
just,
stand.
just walk off.
How did you do the cool pistol whip before?
Oh, cool? You mean the weird flailing animation that, like,
Yeah, the weird flailing
could have
animation.
used a little more time in the oven? You have to put your gun back.
I didn't get the stone. Did I get the
No,
stone?
you'd get the stone.
Okay.
Stones aren't important enough to get special animations. I
Such a
guess it
satisfying
decided it'd be
sound effect.
very funny if you just, I got a rock!
Link would have made that animation for getting a rock.
Watch out, you're gonna...
Yeah. There's a. It is a little bit unfortunate how like you learn to. You want this game to feel very fluid, and like when you get it right, it feel very fluid. But like in this particular game, when you get it wrong, you seem like a man who has simply forgotten how to use his own body.
It has a bit of the, like,
Oh, that's rough.
oh.
Yeah, that doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, some rough edges
Well-
with some of the hitbox stuff.
I mean, it's because you're both on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of
You can decide on top.
you can kind of imagine like two guys that are trying to kill each other with guns, but they're right up in each other's faces. And it's
Well, it's just interesting because most games try to prevent enemies and you from taking up the same space. You know, like the very traditional old school style was simply you take damage when you... That won't work.
Yeah, you want to jump up to the other thing. Oh. Or can just ignore it. I don't know if we need a rock. Oh,
I remember getting stuck here for a while and then being very impressed with the solution. Oh, that's where you put the cartridge.
cartridge lock, yeah.
All right, should we try to take this guy out?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna try to do something cool and maybe it'll backfire. Hey, can we just save anywhere? No, we can't. Oh, I've only got one shield left.
Well, we've made no progress. There's nothing to save anyway.
No, I have 0 shield. Okay.
Oh, is that a safe spot?
I think it might be.
Or is it a sheep?
But if I save and we've got 0 health, that'll be
Not a safe spot!
okay. Should I continue, or does anyone else want to? Maybe we should start using the rewind because these are some pretty long sections without.
That was incredibly short. That was nothing.
Okay.
I'm curious what the
once
easy
you get
mode
fluid
changes,
with
whether
Yeah,
it's
or
just
just
more...
Yeah.
like...
could just be more cut. Once you get used to the hold down to pick up is a little weird. Once we get used to the controls, maybe
Yeah.
we'll be able to do these sections really quickly. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's trying to train us to...
Man,
to-
imagine the Genesis kid who really, really got this game and how it would rewire their brain, and you start to understand why there's Kickstarters of I'm going to recreate Flashback. Oh, now he comes over.
Oh, I think it's when you're standing up,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
trying... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, one
I
thing
thought
that's sort
you
of
had to-
interesting about it is that there's an almost turn-based thing to the combat
Yeah.
of like...
Which is kind of oh no. You know what? I just want to.
If you pre-plan...
I
you
just
can-
want to reset. Can I just?
You just get. It's practice.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is much more reasonable retrying stuff than what we were dealing with.
Yeah.
You get 4 chances to get it wrong instead of 1.
And also just like, okay, there's like a control scheme to learn that lets you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I would have made a couple different choices on the control scheme, and in particular, I feel like I'd be doing much better if I could just remap the buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was having a similar feel. It feels like buttons are on the wrong. It is very funny that the hitboxes don't have any way to deal with that overlap.
Gotta get my $10. Great.
Oh.
Well, I guess I got my
Does that
heal.
have a few goes?
Yeah, go for it. I feel like I'm getting. I think I've almost got the controls. I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna take a little bit to...
Okay, wait. I've got a solution that'll make everyone happy. We switch the X and Y buttons in the Wii. Sorry, in the Switch configuration. We switch the A and B buttons, and that means that the buttons will no longer match what it says on the gamepad, but it will match where you think the buttons are because it'll be the Xbox configuration. If the buttons were simply if they had like the same on-screen button mappings but the Xbox positions, I think this control scheme would actually make sense.
What if I hook up a PlayStation controller to the Switch? That way there'll be no worry that they...
I don't care if the things on the screen match what's on the controller or not. The difficulty is
I feel like that would drive me insane.
Well, I'm used to it because I'm used to playing PlayStation games on games that are showing explanations for Xbox controls.
Okay. My opinion of that little robot is you can just sit there. Oh, okay. It's
Well-
tap.
I don't think he's sitting there.
Definitely is not.
I feel like the kind of like comic nature of the fights with the little cavemen are like a little bit slightly physically non-plausible, but like when you're trying to attack this guy and both you and the robot are like goofily struggling, that just feels very natural.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's tap, or is it... Do I have to... No, it's...
Hold, run, and tap the direction.
Okay.
Which is a little...
I like the auto jump. It is weird that it is... It is... You're right. It is sort of weird. Thing. I can see why I suddenly did it and then couldn't do it again.
Yeah, like, well, it's if you want it, the way to say I want you to automatically perform actions for me is to continue to hold down the A button. But also, like, it doesn't
That
automatically
convention
climb.
didn't exist at the time. Like, that's...
I don't think it's a convention. It's not anything. It's
Okay.
I mean,
Is
that is
that-
what you do. You hold down A.
is that Assassin's Creed?
This is a good example of the sort of like the tone-based thing of like I set myself up here,
Yeah.
down, shoot.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's like
Good.
you do this sort of setup and then execute.
It's also does it have like the input buffering? Because I was saying earlier that's the thing that to me makes these things with very laborious long animation actions make sense is if you can buffer the input. So it's just sort of like you press like up, down, A, forward, and then that it does all of those inputs one after the other. Kind of fighting game style, I guess. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if input buffering has been...
Xandra has forgotten the name of the little wraps you toss around and eat in Russian subway dogs. Is this shawarma? That kind of worked.
Yeah. Getting it slowly. It is shawarma that you eat in Russian subway dogs. Yeah, I keep on thinking that's going to be the run button.
I want shawarma.
I know it will eventually stop feeling that way.
I don't.
Shoot it from off screen.
I wonder.
Wait, can you just pick up the cartridge and then ditch out and not even kill him? Okay, that feels like a design misfire.
Well, that's
No,
a
they
little
just
silly.
needed. They definitely just needed to have.
Just crouch and scroll off screen.
Yeah.
If both you and he had a melee, and the melee worked when you were standing on the same tile.
Yeah. Or even if just like it was forgiving and I was the one who had the melee that overlapped. Just like some slightly off choices on the.
Who had the melee that overlapped?
No one.
Oh.
Yeah, neither of us do with this. Okay, so I hold A.
Press A and up
jump.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you drop.
You can, yeah.
You might need to look at the tutorial for that.
What happens if you do action down?
Well,
That's it. Yeah, it is just contextual.
I guess it kind of makes sense. Like hold A to do something special.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to get.
Yeah.
A
I really
sense
hope
of-
they didn't map Genesis A to Nintendo A just because A is short for action. That would be really.
no, I mean it's because A is the button you press to do something.
Yeah, but in.
You know,
Oh,
fully
it's-
charged magnetic cartridge.
How do I charge it?
Probably using one of the machines off to the right.
I feel like putting an action on Y would be like, that's not correct. I don't know. My brain would chafe against that.
I'm used to Y is do thing, B is jump. That's what I'm used to from Nintendo.
Okay, so we know that that is not.
We
a
have
save
this
spot
conversation
now.
a lot.
We do, due to the fact that you play nothing but games that use Xbox controllers, and I have played nothing for the last 30 years except games on Nintendo systems.
No, it's because I grew up on the Game Boy as my Nintendo system, but the Super Nintendo, and then I got
Oh
a
shit,
Nintendo
that's too
64.
close.
The Super Nintendo is the only time where B has been a traditional jump button,
Okay, but
but it's what Andy imprinted on.
then I'm
So
still
we have this conversation constantly.
any time that Nintendo has attempted to, they
Because
just
for
should have.
her,
They just should have
Nintendo
had
is
the Super
something that
Nintendo.
still exists and makes games that you play as opposed to an artifact of your childhood that you don't really think about very much. Except for when Super Mario is tormenting you.
Nintendo made one bad decision of when they put the Game Boy on the Super Game Boy. They decided to put run jump down here and using on the buttons labeled B and A instead of YB like every other Super Nintendo game was doing. And now they're like 20 years later having to like people over 30 complaining when
Got it.
there's like a Mega Man collection and it's mapped run jump to BA and it's
I, on
wrong.
the other hand, grew up on a Master System, so jump and run are full chaos. Anything goes. Which is, I think, why They Bleed Pixels may actually have its default be a bit weird for a lot of people.
I think I can't.
Alright, Hollow.
But it has remapping. I feel like you can put whatever you want as the default so long as it's remapping.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the problem is like I know what button is on this controller.
Yeah.
Like it's not that it's not just that my muscle memory expects the confirm button to be at the bottom.
Yeah. No, I've gone full chaos
But
on
I-
that because I play Switch mostly on a PlayStation 4 controller. So my brain
I'm
is just...
starting to feel actually slightly relaxed by the analog pocket, which just has 4 blank buttons. It's like, fine, I'll just do math in my head to figure out what it is I'm looking at.
Instead of doing the thing where it says, "Oh, look up," and it does the reverses the joystick or not based on which way you push the joystick. What about a game that starts with this conversation, and that determines what all the buttons are?
Confirms, yeah.
There's also the thing where you do a tutorial, but you don't say what the button is. You just say, press the jump button, and whatever you press becomes the...
Yeah.
That's fun. I'm surprised that I've never seen anything do that.
Halo.
I think it was Portal that does it with look up and down.
Yeah. Look up
Yeah.
and down. You see that?
But also, I think Halo has in the very first second like a.
Oh yeah, that does feel really sick to do.
Yeah, you
It deci-
pre-plan, this is what my plan is,
Yeah.
and then you execute.
Okay,
And that's, I
someone.
think, what's sort of missing in Out of This World's attempt to do deliberate gunplay.
Yeah. We almost
there
did
you're
it.
too
Well,
close.
didn't
You-
work.
yeah.
Didn't work there.
You've got another. There
You
will
need
be
to
another
be
one
thinking
here,
about
so
the
you'll want to have.
distances and
Well,
what
it's
move
because
will
the
get you
guy's
there.
eye didn't come up. Fuck.
This is clearly set up so that if you do make the jump over to that thing,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
door opens and the dude can just shoot you.
But also
Yeah.
you can shoot him.
There's a nice bit of like multiple solutions here.
Damn it.
Quote,
But
Omicron,
then-
the Nomad Soul, starts to tell you to press the sneak button to open the inventory. There is no sneaking in the game. That's just what your cyber deck is called.
Gonna make a computer called Jump for the next game.
Okay, the fact that you have to have your gun out in order to stay in the crouches, doesn't feel
He feels
entirely
silly.
correct.
He feels silly doing somersaults. It would make him
It
feel like
is,
that's
it
the
is
man.
kind of strange that it's only a toggle if you have the gun out. Otherwise, it's a hold.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But they just very much designed it around what verbs they want to give you, not. Okay, so
Okay,
the
so I'm
important.
not going to be able to charge because I don't
We need to, we need to get our thing
We need to do
charged,
something
which
to the
we
right, and we need to not walk into the green particle field.
Yeah, which has a larger hitbox than you'd think.
That's very.
Okay, so yeah, we've got to go around the other way.
This is one thing that Abe's Odyssey did improve on, is that. What is that?
I don't know, but you can't interact with it.
You don't want to keep stepping that way. Oh, wait, ground. Ground is funny.
Yeah, I see the funny ground.
I'm guessing you do.
Remember
Yeah,
to
and
jump
up,
over the
jump.
ground. Huh.
And then
Oh,
a
there's a
pressure
switch.
thing, yeah.
Switches are kind of hard to miss visually.
Aha!
Or easy
Energy
miss.
generator.
Cartridge.
And then you just get out of exit it. You're just on it. Yeah. And then I think up
Item?
and
Yeah.
Y.
X. Button.
Fully charged. I guess we can just ignore that dude up there, or
You could do a running jump off of this platform, but otherwise you're going to have trouble getting back. Christine just wants to kill.
I can understand the bloodlust.
Cyber biker Christine Love.
A lot of things.
What if you make a...
Oh, what's up above there?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Let's find out. Doom, probably.
Wonder what the credits are for.
Ah,
Oh, it's a puzzle. I love puzzles.
I wonder if your cartridge is partially charged
Wait.
instead of fully
Why
charged.
not?
Feels weird to be... Have...
oh.
God damn it!
Ugh.
Okay, should we see if easy gives us more, just gives us nicer checkpoints?
You want to look up what the difficulties do?
Yeah, I'll do that. If I can figure out where I put my phone.
This definitely feels like there's a lot more friction versus Out of This World.
Oh, for sure. Tons.
Like, you understand more easily how games with not a lot of a game with not a lot of screens can wind up taking more time. Like, it makes sense that there
But also, we're just struggling with the basic moves.
it is, yeah.
We're getting into the groove. Oh fuck! If you
That was a great animation, though.
Yeah, if you hold up, you do like a long jump into the.
Yeah.
Oh, you just meleeed that guy. Wally!
No, it is very, weirdly very, original Metal Gear Solid. In terms
Yeah,
of its,
no, I was definitely thinking about that as well.
Which is, I know from playing Metal Gear Solid.
Now let me
enough to
tell
get
you,
to
that
it.
game is fucking. takes a bit of time to get used to those controls.
But I can definitely, as
Oh.
someone who's played a ton of
Yeah,
VR
yeah, yeah,
missions,
for sure.
you can get very good at it. And it is very expressive. It just,
I played a
there's
little
gonna be
bit
a
of the
loading.
original and a lot of Twin Snakes. Does Twin Snakes have a different control scheme?
Yes. And Twin Snakes it is weird because the control scheme stuff that it does.
Oh my god, you're right. It really does do that.
Twin Snakes gives you verbs you should not have for the level designs.
I see.
But also has sick cutscenes.
Got the blonde Bishonen who lives on through this arm. Okay, so the lesson here is don't open the garage door.
These are just codes.
Should probably consider packing it.
Yeah.
If we could just open
6:30.
It would be nice to get to the first checkpoint.
Okay, here's a question. Does anyone in chat know how will we tell if we've hit the first checkpoint?
I'm trying to remember where it is, because I've definitely gotten to it. Great. Flashback is definitely also the name of something in a more popular game. Yeah, 'cause all I really want is more checkpoints in this.
Unfortunately, that's the least likely thing that
Yeah.
this setting would do.
Fine.
Yeah.
We could invent our own checkpoints and then keep to them.
I
As
feel
game
like
designers, we declare this is the sensible place for a checkpoint to be. So
we haven't played this game, so we don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like rewind features are like, I don't know, feels like one of the worst sorts of ways of decreasing anything that decreases difficulty by saying you figure it out, I feel like is like feels bad. It's giving up and like I can never figure out how to modify the difficulty in a game I've never played before.
On the other hand, just give me friggin' checkpoints.
Well, sure, but nevertheless the game did, so...
Or sorry, not checkpoints, like people.
But no, I mean, I think that's exactly the you figure it out sort of thing. How do you know what type of checkpoint you will be satisfying? Like, if you just do it like, you know, emulation style, you just like rewind every time you die, is it going to be fun? Or are you just going to be angry that you're banging your head against something repeatedly and not like...
I do remember that.
Oh. That is interesting. The rewind is a resource, and you get more of it based on the difficulty.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like they made some balancing decisions, but also, like, given that the decisions were made so long after the original development, that's... Huh. I guess you could just, yeah, you could just shoot him in the knees.
Oh, there's a, oh, okay.
That's wild.
Huh.
Sorry, I was looking at that pipe. Like, I have memories regarding that pipe, but I don't know if they work anymore.
No, don't. There's nothing there. That's just death.
It didn't say anything. There's no contextual menu or anything. Up.
be done. It's selected. It's just a passive selection.
Now press X.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh, so maybe we've got to solve the puzzle up above.
Yeah, how are you gonna get down without taking fall damage?
Yeah, it's weird that I thought we figured out that if you hold A and press down, you can't. That feels weird. You can't do it off of an elevator.
What?
Oh, the reason you can't climb down off an elevator is that there's a verb for controlling the elevator while standing on it with your mind, I guess.
I think you
all the way
you
down
do a
then?
step off with your gun.
No, because it goes
That would work.
below the. Wait. No. I guess let's go up first and see what the game thinks it wants us to do.
So jump that so that you don't.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll take a hint.
But also.
Andy's mic has run out of juice.
It's still on. It still has battery. Wait.
The hitbox is on
Is-
the.
The number on the screen is supposed to be the frequency, right?
I think so.
Each
Yeah,
one should be
it's
on a
off.
different one
Okay.
because otherwise they'd all be going to the same.
That makes sense.
Whoa.
Oh,
Hello.
person.
Yeah, apparently
Help,
Andy isn't
help.
audible.
Help.
Oh.
I think it's fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
Like turning it back off and on fixed it.
Wounded man. Can I
So I think
interact
top
with you?
button, yeah. It's got the context thing.
And that's
no, it's
A,
gonna
not
be...
X. Help me, young man. I've been attacked by mutants.
I think you need to click it again.
And I can't walk. Find my teleporter. I need urgent medical assistance. Okay. Look at those Sierra ass mouth animations.
Yeah, I don't...
My one criticism
Has
here.
anything ever represented talk by having a picture of a mouse and had it been anything other than unsettling? Are there people out there who just love seeing images of decontextualized mouths and like, oh yeah, I feel very comfortable with the imagery I'm seeing right now?
Just imagine anyone actually designing their elevator system this way. It would be so difficult to. Okay, so if I go down, I'm going to like fall down.
Yeah, you will fall to your death.
So.
Yeah, like that.
See, this is a problem because it's like
No, you go back the other way.
there's a yeah, but that's hard because then you can't climb down off the elevator. So it's like. It's good if there's interesting puzzles around how do you move through this without being shot by people, but it's not very interesting if the puzzle is, can you figure out what precise combination of verbs causes this man to climb down without
I'm just gonna put
somersaulting to his
rewind
death.
on so that we have the option when something like that happens.
But we know now that we don't need to go up and to the right unless we already have the teleporter.
Yeah.
Set this down.
Oh, now you want to jump onto the platform. Yes, I've had enough of a run. Otherwise,
Ah,
I
okay.
can do it.
I mean, you can just jump up from there.
But it's more fun.
Though. Valid. Anyway, I think at the next test we should pack it in because we have no idea how close we are to
Yeah.
any sort of save.
Yeah, getting more used to the controls.
Yeah.
They're finicky, but also they were trying to map a ridiculous number of verbs into a 3-button controller.
Well, I think they were also trying to make it feel intuitive, right? Like
Yeah.
they're going for that sort of I mean, honestly, I do think Assassin's Creed is actually a pretty good touch point for what they're doing with like the super contextual hold a button and interact in order to.
Yeah. I like stones. I'll put this one in my pocket. I like this man who shoots at doors. Okay, yeah, just think trigger is also helping. For when I'm like, what button? No, trigger, shoot trigger.
Just walk in there, grab it, then roll
Yeah.
out.
What?
Oh, wow, huh. Well, that might be a problem. Guess just roll and see what happens? Yeah.
Figured out our limit. At least with the amount of charge we had. Okay, gun away. Oh, whoa. I got blasted.
I think it's just that you can be behind. Like, it's just that, like, part of that
Yeah,
wall
yeah, no.
is in front of you.
So, I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong there. I did this. Then was it that I let go? Or was it? Yeah, it was that I let go of. That is my grip button in that context. So we just need to get the charge right now.
You should kill the guy. Oh wait, but there's no reason to go that
Yeah.
way at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna just ignore that challenge for now. That is a challenge for a different Miguel. Sometime in the future. Here's where I have not
X.
interacted. Okay. I tapped it instead of holding it.
Well,
Yeah.
There's a few things.
the
Yeah.
tap hold difference seems is really weird, especially
They
considering
also
that
do it with the item pickup, and I think it's wrong there too. I don't like it.
the thing is that he partially does the animation, which is like, why?
So that's the way to get down there. Is you take your gun out, so you'll do a small drop.
It's really funny that you're steadier when you.
This would make more sense
Have your
if you
gun
were
out.
like a robot, so that the fact that like you're stuck in these very precise movements and you don't really have.
You have to think of it as sort of as stances. So this is the kind of cautious / combat stance.
Hey Miguel, try recharging your shield there.
Oh.
I bet that was probably in the manual.
Maybe we could just buy a manual on eBay.
Also, can I get a full charge of this by doing it a second time?
Who later
Okay.
says this is very Prince of Persia and that was such a stickler for precise jumping and climbing. But the thing about, oh, that's so cool. The thing about Prince of Persia was that it was much more clearly tile-based, like you could see
Oh
the
yeah,
tiles.
there you go. That's not so bad. Charge your credits.
Nope, can't charge my credits.
Oh, you didn't get the $10. Do you have the rock at least?
I can't
Charge
remember if I
rock.
picked it up.
Charge your rock.
I think I picked it up.
Okay.
Okay, so
But you didn't pick up the $10.
yeah, you're right. You can't do the contextual A down here.
That's.
It's because that it's overloaded by the elevator. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
because you could in another spot on an elevator.
Can you just do a standing jump from here and get out?
Maybe, but I can also just do that.
Yeah.
Which is like if I want to drop down, I go into slow movement mode.
It would be funny to do something like this where you are a robot and you have like 4 different movement verbs that are like really strange. Like one is a take 2 steps forward, one is a like go 1 step backwards, so that like every single room is like a weird puzzle in terms of how do I move through
Yeah,
this.
that guy's dead body is overlapping 2 rooms.
Huh, yeah.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, on a previous one you blasted his dead body all the way into the other room.
That surprises me less.
It does. But,
Like
yeah.
being in one room that isn't
Can't
the
try to
starting
buy
room,
my way
not
out
weird.
of this.
But what's a little bit weird,
New cutscene!
that's sick.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
What happens if you just turn off the bridge while he's standing on it?
Wonder if I can do that. No, doesn't look like you can. That would have been fun.
Personally, I love walking on particle effects. Is that a save point? I feel like I remember that being a save point from the last time I tried this.
We'll find out when I inevitably die.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to be in gun mode, so I do slow steps down.
New green sparkly thing. Will it kill you?
I mean, you have rewind, so.
I don't know what button it is, but yes, I do, in theory, have rewind. Now, okay. So this will take us up somewhere.
You also might be able to go down from there, like if you, or maybe that just kills you. A up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can't do it partially, it's just all or nothing.
Aha!
Oh, hey, it's where we were originally.
The thing I love in a game like this is when there's like a hole and you experimentally try stepping into the hole and you fall down into some really complicated looking room and you're like, I guess I'm coming this way later.
Okay, I want to check what's... I'm just like doing the poke around.
Can't go down further, can you?
No, shh. Oh, what?
Guess it's just a visual effect. Oh, that's the save.
Oh, we're close.
We're so close.
Maybe it's because I ran over it.
No, I think it's just an effect.
What? Okay.
I don't trust it. I still don't trust it.
A thing that
Almost ran off that thing, which is just a bad idea.
there's a couple things that Abe's Odyssey.
Someone's saying they are dangerous. I don't understand. Miguel just walked over.
Have you
just
been
fine.
draining
ran.
your shield the whole time?
Oh.
My guess is that if you walk over them. Okay, so
You don't need to take the elevator.
I got 2 stones. Is there something up there though with the elevator? I think there's something on it.
I don't know, but let's just save.
Okay.
Remember, there's $10 waiting for us. I wish we knew what the money was for. Like, is that a score?
I'm
Or is
sure
that
we'll find out.
sure?
Not every place is a jungle. Like in general, not just in this game.
I didn't know that. I will shoot the save station. There's this really interesting
Works for
mechanic in.
Samus.
There's this really interesting mechanic in Shovel Knight where you can destroy the checkpoints instead of activating them, and then you get a big bunch of money. It would be interesting if you could
Sorry,
destroy
hold
save
A.
points for money.
Okay, there we go.
Checkpoint, check mark. Okay, now jump in the pit and just see what happens. Okay,
Not much.
well,
All right.
I want to go step on a green thing.
Barely a pit
Then
at all.
that's- Oh, wait, we can't get back up there, so we
Yep.
can't get whatever that was.
we
in
can
that-
we can loop back around, right?
Probably.
Also, you can get back. Here, let me try.
Oh, you think you can? I don't think there's enough distance to do a run jump up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can you go up that side? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
you
can.
can. We can do the loop.
Yeah, that's an answer. Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh, there's the rewind.
Time remaining to this
Four.
for this level. Okay.
So we have to
rewind
be-
is the save, I guess.
No, we've already saved.
We don't.
We're
we don't
good.
want to do anything.
Okay. We want to end the stream. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
So thanks for joining us. Sorry for the numerous technical issues we went into.
It wouldn't be one of our streams if we didn't have audio issues. Thank you so much for being part of our audio issues. We got to experience these audio issues together.
Maybe faster next time.
I just want to do a plug one more time. We currently have Mute Plushie. We're fundraising to yeah, just get it right in there.
It's
I'm
her.
tied down. Let me see. Which way is... trying to do it with lag.
Currently on Makeshift. If we get to 200 orders, it'll happen, and I think everyone needs everyone's favorite hater on your desk, just judging everything you do, really. So yeah, there's another 2-some weeks that campaign's going on. If we get to 200, it'll happen. Yeah, that's all. Otherwise, thanks for joining us. We're not sure when we'll be back, but we're going to be trying to do this a little more regularly, and we'll be continuing with more flashbacks. This is fun.
Yep.
And
I like this a lot.
Yeah, no, this is cool. And I believe Christine, are you continuing your Dark Souls stream during the week?
I will be streaming on my channel at the normal time.
And I will be doing at least one more week stream at some point to finish Tokitori 2, which I'm close to the end of. And then.
All right.
You know.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.